person. Like my grandma tells me is, man, she don't care about my feelings.
OG that been there, bro.
She said, "Fuck your feelings."
I'm like, yes, grandma.
But I feel like, nigga, fuck your feelings.
Hey,
Like,
can't even say that back. So,
hell no. Get smacked up.
right.
Smacked
You
up.
got everybody.
You didn't say that when that boy was chasing your ass home.
Yeah, she'll say some crazy shit, bro. I'm like, damn, grandma. I'm like, everybody had the same grandma there, huh?
Man, same one.
Off, yep.
And that's crazy because my mom was nice. I wonder if she would have been a nice grandma, like the first way.
Yeah.
But it seems like the mean people live the longest or something.
Nah.
Man.
Sometimes you got an auntie, that one auntie that's mean. Sometimes that's that grandma right there. That's that auntie that's that one. Cause not all grandmas are like that. Some of them is though.
Right.
Yeah, be mean and shit. And then you bring your kids over, your kids be running around and she be like, bring your little ass over here so I can change your diaper. I love that little ass boy. Yeah, little badass.
Bizarre. But yeah, bro, like it seemed like the meaner you are, the longer you live. Like that's how it was for the women in my family. Like they were mean, and they lived longer. And then the nicest like aunties and shit, like they seem to not live as long for some reason. I wonder why that is. Like
that's because sometimes
pressure
you
pumping.
You say what?
That blood pressure.
Right, they ain't gonna keep your blood pressure high. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it keep it regulated probably.
Emotional.
Hey yo,
depression.
I went to the doctor. They said I got hella high blood pressure, bro. They trying to put me on pills or say I need to go on them eventually.
Yeah.
Just stop eating all the salty shit. You just gotta cut down on your salt intake.
Gotta change your diet.
Right,
yeah, that's fixable. It's fixable with
I just been eating ramen noodles and shit.
That's it, right? That's why.
Yeah,
that's all sodium.
That's all salt.
Not even real salt, man. That's not even salt.
Right,
it's all salt. It's all salt. The motherfucker still adds seasoning to the seasoning packet.
They say you're not even supposed to use all the seasoning packet.
Nah, you're supposed to throw the seasoning packets away and the ramen noodles.
No, we just don't put that. We don't put that much water so it have more flavor.
Right, yeah. I just want
and use pasta.
Don't worry. You're not in jail. It's not a delicacy. Once you touch down in county jail, it becomes a delicacy. But if you ain't in jail, fuck that shit.
Just start cooking on them, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna start doing.
Even in jail, though, you
get flavor. I got the beef flavor, the chicken flavor.
Yeah, get some of that chicken, some broccoli. I used to eat spinach, but look at this, bro. When I went to the doctor, I was like, "So, is there anything I can do besides take pills?" And they were like, "No, you need to take pills." I was like, "What if I get in shape or change my diet?" They was like, "No, take the pills." I'm like, "What the fuck type of shit is this, bitch?" Like, I didn't call it. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying that in general, but I'm like, yeah, what type of shit is this, bro? Like, they trying to sell me on these pills to try to make money off me almost.
Nah, I mean that either that or you just was eating a gang of goddamn noodles.
That too. You needed that pill to get rid of the taste.
Well, this was years ago.
Oh yeah, that shit probably worse now. That's probably worse.
I got a checkup recently, and they said it wasn't alarmingly high like it was.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool then. Yeah. So they would have had you on them pills for no reason because you regulated the shit yourself without using the pills.
You can,
yeah. Yeah, I've been eating spinach.
Some people will fucking put their lives in the doctor's hands and not know it's just a regular human being that. Like, this is what you need because my job description told me to subscribe this to you. So
But some of them be good. Cause mine, that's what she told me. She was like, you need to change your diet, or you gonna be on pills. She's like, I'm supposed to put you on something, but I'm not, because if you change your diet, you can change shit up. But you got to change the way you eat. And now it's like to that point to where like, if I taste some seasoned food, it seemed like it's salty. Like from not just
they're different salts,
You stop
They do
using
have
like
different
something
salts.
seasoning.
yeah, like I don't use really seasoning too much at all.
Oh
There's
damn.
There's different
Alright.
types of salt that
But
your
that
body
barbecue
can
you had at your house, true, that shit was hella good. I remember
Yeah.
eating that plate when I went home. Like, damn, I should have took some more.
Man, I told you too. I was like, man, we got a gang of this shit gonna be in the refrigerator for days. Ain't nobody gonna eat it but me. Cause once it go in the refrigerator, it's over. They is not looking. They looking past that shit all night, all day.
Should have bought me some. God damn it.
That shit was hella good. I'm like, damn.
Right.
It's like take the
Man.
whole, just take the tray, just take the tray. What's that?
I was listening to this. Oh, yeah, wow, man.
Ooh, wait.
I was listening to this dude, right? And he was talking about as long as you have like a body, you're gonna have some kind of like addiction or whatever. Like he was talking about the great Swarmies and shit like that from India that like ascended and they still couldn't get over one thing or another their whole life, whether it be cigarettes or like sex or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, maybe some things we just can't, but with others we can change.
Yeah, because like even when you think about addiction don't just be like alcohol, cigarettes, smoking, and all that. It be other shit too. So you always getting addicted to something. Like physically, mentally, you feel me, verbally, you always getting addicted to something.
Right, hell yeah. You could be addicted to confrontation. You could be addicted to fucking nudity, just anything. Bro.
Yeah, just anything. Anything. You can be addicted.
I was listening to this one dude. Dude was 100 years old, right? It was his birthday party. And his nephew had got him a beer because that's the only thing he wanted, really. So he went outside and drank his beer. And when he drank like a few sips, he like fainted and fell down the stairs and died off of that like little bitty hat.
Dang.
Right.
And did they find out what the cause actually was though?
I mean, he wasn't supposed to be having a beer. Like, he might have lived if he didn't fall down the stairs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But I think he like blacked out and he fell down the stairs.
Oh, so he didn't even know he killed himself.
Right.
That's some shit.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fucked
how I
up.
wanna go.
Cause I'll be laughing at death. I'll be laughing at death, and I don't think I'm supposed to. I was talking to my mom, and she was telling me something about. Oh yeah, she said it was a guy using Google Maps, and Google Maps made him drive off the edge of a cliff. And she said he trying to. They say I guess his family trying to sue Google, and I'm like, why?
Lack of common sense.
So you can get some money.
Yeah, like Google Maps didn't drive you off that motherfucker. You should have seen.
I don't give a damn. I'm suing.
You can't. You gonna be gone. You just drove off a cliff. You dead. How your family gonna sue?
If that shit happened to you, bro, I'm suing them, bro. What the fuck? I need my money.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, like he didn't look up from the map to see he was going off a cliff. Like I don't understand.
Yeah,
he was driving without looking.
It could be like one of those things where it's not obvious, like where you're like, damn, is this gonna go down?
Yeah, Google then took me to a gang of different places I probably shouldn't have been taken to, but yeah, I don't see them being able to sue. Like, how you gonna sue them because they map show the road that's a road, but it's Google Maps supposed to go, this road ends here. It's like, dang, back in the days, we would just think, bro, if you had a map back in the days and the map took you off the edge or something, you gonna sue the people that make the maps? A
So
paper
wait,
map?
is there just a place on Google Maps that's leading people off of cliffs or some shit? Like, what the fuck is that?
Nah, I guess they probably just, you know how Google just have all the roads and some roads are just not finished.
Oh yeah.
It probably was
Right.
a hangar, an airplane hangar. It was a airplane takeoff place, and nah, I don't know.
That's
I
fucked
don't
up.
know. Yeah, it is. It's fucked up, but
Yeah.
I mean, what ain't fucked up?
Right. That's true, bro. It's just like you can laugh at somebody driving off a cliff, but you can't laugh at the Holocaust. I'm not saying like that's good to laugh at the Holocaust, but I'm saying, bro, think about that.
Yeah, I'm laughing at everything. If I at the time, depending on what I'm thinking about it, when it's being said,
Right. It's
What
like
is being
what's the
said.
difference? Like some people be like, "Oh, you're taking that too far," but it's like, all right, where do you draw the line?
yeah, you look for one, you acting like I did the shit.
Right. Right.
So since this happened, I'm supposed to feel how you feel about it. It's like, nah, it don't work like that. I got the choice to feel how I want to feel. And if I laugh at it, shit, that's just me. That's just
Right.
shit. Because shit is crazy, and this shit is always happening.
Always.
Always.
I was just watching this shit, right? And it was two houses. It was about like three houses that got just boom exploded. It was a gas tank. It was like a mine under the houses and shit. And like so it was filled with gas and that's what led to it. And when I saw it happen, I laughed. And then I found out that like 5 people had died and I was like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't even laughed at that."
Yeah.
But if nobody died, I would have just been like, "Damn, that shit was kind of funny."
Hey, we remember we was talking about the one guy though that found out he could freeze food, and he like walking across the ice and shit, and then get home and he had a chicken or something like that lasted a long time because it was frozen. So he went back to go try to freeze some other meat that he had, and he froze to death. But this is the
Damn.
reason why we got freezers and shit now.
Or again,
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
That's why we learned to freeze our food. But it's like motherfuckers had to die in order for us to go, oh, okay, we can't do it like that no more. We got to do this. A gas tank had to explode for us to go, man, we can't have fire around gas tanks.
Right. Had to.
Yeah. So it's like, like I didn't make this motherfucking place. Shit. I didn't like
this man. Roll.
I didn't like the goddamn dynamite. You feel me? Somebody else did that shit. I think it was Blake.
Hey. Hey, it could be anybody.
Hey,
That's crazy, man.
remember the one movie? Remember what was it called? It was like it wasn't 1,000. It was 1,000,000 Ways to Die or some shit.
In the West. 1,000,000 Ways to Die in the West.
No, not the West one. It was a TV show. It was a TV show where it just
1,000
showed
Ways to Die.
1,000 Ways to Die. Huh?
Yeah.
And they were showing people just dying in every which way you can think possible.
Yeah. Lady died from a cucumber.
Man,
Yeah.
you see the lady that ate the fucking tilapia and had to get her arms in. Yeah, I call it tilapia. We got a different relationship. Okay? I call it tilapia. But I'm saying she ate it was not all the way cooked and she had to get her arms and her legs amputated.
Damn, bro. Is she died from that?
Nah, she had to get her limbs cut off though so she could live.
Ah, man. So she got to turn into a nugget.
Yeah.
So there was a couple.
That's what they call
there
that.
was a couple
Yeah.
that the lady thought that garden snails was escargot, so she went and cooked the garden snails, and again, not fully cooked. and they died in the hospital of brain fever from
Good God.
infestation.
Bro,
Dang.
He was
I
going
saw
cheap.
this dude. He sat on the hot tub shit, and it sucked out his like intestines and shit through the hot tub because he sat on it
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why would they make a hot tub like that? Like I'm never sitting in a hot tub. Like,
No, sometimes if it's broken and people try to do refurbished stuff, they don't repair it fully all the way, so you'll have accidents. Um, yeah, there was one where this guy went in for injury to his rectum in the shower, and they suspected foul play,
I
but
remember that
whatever.
one.
So he
Damn.
died from mercury poisoning because he took all the thermometers and he was playing hide and seek with his
Oh hell no.
rear end.
You had that coming, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What was he
I
thinking?
see. Because it's weird too. Because you know how we supposed to trust our parents and shit like that, and trust our elders to a certain degree, and we supposed to have a certain respect for them. Like I seen this one lady. She her husband died. They don't know what the fuck he died of. And then her daughter got sick, and her daughter was in the hospital, you feel me, for a long time. And the son, come to find out, the son finds out that the mother been fucking shooting him up with needles and shit in order to kill him and get the insurance money.
Oh wow.
She killed the
Damn,
dad and then went as far as to kill the daughter also.
Oh wow.
But see,
That's real shit, man.
we so busy, man. We like, it's motherfuckers out there that are beyond crazy. But we so busy looking for the good things that we miss these motherfuckers. We
Right.
miss them and we don't see them or something. That's why they be hiding among us. They be hiding.
That's so crazy, bro. Cause I hope that's like I just trust that
Oh, what's
everybody
up,
one of
Solo
y'all is
Thug?
like just normal, bro.
No.
And y'all could be some deviants, bro.
Yeah, some of us can.
But all right, remember that thing I told you, BoJack Horseman, where the girl was like, she said I was so busy wearing rose-colored glasses I didn't see the red flags.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Everybody
told
got a
you.
little red flag, bro.
Hey, I told you, dude. Look, every day. Look, he a pilot. You feel me? He retired from being a pilot. He home chilling with his kids, videotaping, playing with his kids, and everything. Wife married. They don't even know he a serial killer.
Right.
On the late nights,
Right.
he doing the whole family thing in the daytime, and on the late nights, he going out strangling people. What the fuck?
Yeah.
This night
Right.
person, okay?
This night person.
That's out. Oh,
But
that. Some people deserve it. I'm just
But-
saying.
yeah. So I like, and as much as I like push for, everybody to have this good mentality and be this good person, man, hold on, man. This is the jungle. This is the
Yeah,
jungle. What the fuck? Is you trying to be a lion or a lamb? And what the fuck? You
Boy.
you
Right,
something,
you gotta be smart.
you feel me? You like, I ain't out here slapping shit and doing shit, but I can't be out the way. And if something jump shit, I'm gonna try to eat his ass up before
Right.
it eat me.
let the wrong nigga in your house. Your rent money gonna be gone, bro. I tell you.
You feel me? And what you doing? You just try to help. Oh, you ain't got a place to sleep. My bad. You feel me? You can spend the night at my house. Oh, steal your shit.
That's
Like,
crazy.
this shit-
I hate people.
This shit, yeah, motherfuckers is crazy right these days. And like I'm saying, like, cause I don't see nothing wrong with people being themselves or being you, but it's just motherfuckers be doing some crazy shit. Motherfuckers be, you don't know what the fuck going through their head half the time. You better hope it's some good shit, cause
You kind of can. I feel like I kind of got a sixth sense about this shit. Anytime like anybody had like that kind of, okay, don't go near this person. I feel like I already knew, but just by looking at him in the eyes, like, something not right in your eyes, bro. I'm not going near you. Sorry. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but that's the thing. If I go near you, I you know, because I'm gonna fuck with you. I don't give a fuck whether you're good or bad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fuck with you because I'm trying to learn how not to.
Niggas trying to rob you with some shit though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now you know he might rob you. You gonna have something on you to rob? No.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah.
go chill, right? You know
Shit.
the animal you're dealing with.
He said.
You know the stripes. Act accordingly.
Yeah, act accordingly. That's what you better do. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. But it's because everybody put on the persona. The motherfucker that work at McDonald's that flipping the motherfucking burgers is not the burger flipper. That's not him. That's just a part he playing.
Right.
It's just a part he's playing. And like that's how even people come into the community. This is how crazy people even get in the community. They come in and they play the part. And it's like, dang, you be like, oh yeah, this motherfucker cool. Until then that motherfucker just do some weird shit. You feel me? Got bodies in the basement and shit.
Right.
Hey, I don't know, bro.
Oh shit.
Hey, I don't know. I'll be watching that shit though. I don't like to just like look at life and only try to see all the good shit. Cause the good shit, that shit, yeah,
and everything
that's tunnel vision. Don't blind yourself.
Because if they weren't able to do that, imagine the stuff that you weren't. You know, nobody's limited in any way. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if you want to limit people, you know, you gotta limit yourself too. And I think we all should be free.
Yeah, no doubt. We should be free. Some of us.
Look, you got crabs that give birth, and because the crab is hungry, it eats his own kids and shit. Or monkeys, you know what I'm saying? I heard a story about a monkey, right? They brought the monkey a birthday cake, and the other monkey saw. So when the guy that brought the monkey a birthday cake, his birthday cake, because he didn't get everybody a birthday cake, they ripped his dick off, they ripped his fingers off, they ripped his nose and lips off, all of his shit. He just a fucked up husk of a human now. And it's like, bro, that's just what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Like this shit, it's not just us, it's just like in a function of the whole shit that's just like
the whole shit that's like that. That's what I was saying, all the way down to the smallest organism. You see that shit. You go look under a microscope, you see the motherfuckers eating each other. You see the big ones eating the little ones. You like, what the fuck? Like this shit is this is what it is.
Right. That's what somebody was telling me on their trip. They was like, yeah, we're just like farmed from like higher beings to eat or some shit through energy. I don't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what we formed from, but I know it's some crazy. I know life is crazy. Life is crazy, and I know I always feel like everybody. I think it's something that we know that we don't know we know, but we know because everybody lives life like death ain't never gonna come. So we got to know that we don't die. We must just know it deep down inside. Because we don't run around every day like, oh, damn, today could be my last day. Some of you motherfuckers do. But not everybody run around thinking this might be the last day. Because it don't matter.
Niggas say YOLO.
You feel me?
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
I'm going to take this selfie off this balcony. I don't care. That's real shit though. It don't make sense. Like you do so many shit that could just kill you, and you just like, even if you did almost die, you probably just brush it off.
Yeah. And then it's crazy because we trapped in some shit. Look, we trapped in ideas that we turn around and we pass to our kids, and we get them trapped in them same ideas of what these ones say the world should be, or who they say the world should be, and then we just pass the idea on to them. Oh, you gotta be rich. Gotta have a lot of money. You got to be able to, get a good job, get a lot of money, because money is power. And you feel me? We playing the same game. That should be weird as fuck to me now. It's not even shit.
Right.
I do not see shit the same no more. And it's fucking trippy, bro. I kind of hate it. I want to go back to sleep. I be like, hey, give me the steak. Put me back to sleep.
Like, you seeing the fabric underneath the reality.
Yeah.
You don't want to see it. It's like a tick in the back of your head that you can't get rid of.
Yeah, and it won't leave. It won't leave.
Like, yeah.
Oh, what's up with it, Jules? We just chilling, man. We chilling. Y'all know we always have an open chat to where, I know a lot of y'all come in here and y'all be new to the channel. Like I usually post the Discord. Thanks, Master Creator. I usually post the Discord in the morning because the Discord is open to everybody that's on the channel. You don't have to sit out there and watch. If you got something to talk about, because this is open chat right now, you can just jump in and you can bring it up and we can talk about that. We can talk about the Whack 100 beef. We can talk about Jay Diggs. We can talk about Blueface and Christian Rock. It don't matter. It don't just gotta be psychedelics. We chopping it up. We just chilling right now. But let me share this Discord.
Up in the disco.
Yeah, but what you been up to though, bro? You been gone for a minute.
Oh yeah, man, shit. Really just working and trying to work on like my watercolor like art for this tattoo apprenticeship. Still working at that.
Oh, you ain't even show us what that look like. Show us some shit you did, man.
I showed everybody else like some of it, but like I don't think I showed you this one. I'm really proud of this one. This is just one of the normal ones.
Oh yeah, that's lit. That's lit.
Beautiful.
I don't know if you saw this one. This is like, I don't know. That's like a snake one.
Yeah, Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
Yo, anime shit was so hard. That shit was hard too, but this hard too.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I got tons of it.
Yo, anime shit is killing. It's killing though.
I got one dude right here. This is one of my favorite characters, bro. He was I had an idea for a shit called Fuck Ducks, and that's the name of it.
That's crazy because look, see just time.
What?
Yeah.
Now, see what I'm saying?
Envisioning.
You feel me? We need to get some works in progress. We got an artist. We got to.
This dude, he got like a duck hair. I don't know if you can see it right.
Oh, damn.
Like,
okay.
He got a duck in his head. He got like a sword. And like.
Yeah, that's lit.
That's smooth.
Oh, way.
Yeah, shit. I don't know. I just be coming up with goofy shit, bro. Like, that's my favorite thing. Like, when I'm drawing, if I can make myself laugh, that's important to me.
Yeah.
Like, I got like, oh shit. I got like a house dude. Yeah, this dude is like a house samurai or some shit. Look at his head.
Oh, damn. Man, you dope, though.
Oh, yeah, preach.
The house samurai.
He's got details. He's got everything.
Like, this is similar close up. I don't know. I just be bored. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard someone that was like, it's just a nerdy skill, and when you get good at it, people are like, it becomes cool. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, but it is cool, though. I don't know anybody that wasn't there when we was young used to draw and shit. I used to draw a lot. I don't draw no more. I used to draw portraits and everything when I was in prison. When I got out, I said, "Fuck that drawing shit."
And then you are back at it.
True is a true artist.
Yeah, I should have stayed at it.
Right. Well, shit, you can if you want, bro. You can start on a portrait anytime.
I might one day. I doubt it though.
Hey, you were just bored in prison. That's all.
Yeah, I was hella bored and just had time on his hands. He just draw cards and everything. Was able to practice on my cursive for like a whole year. Like a whole year straight. Practicing on cursive. Nah. I didn't say that. I can write cursive pretty good though, but I never used it to write my name. When I used it to write my name, I don't know what the fuck that shit looked like. It looked like my son, my 5-year-old, wrote it.
Hey, you and me the same, bro. My family was making fun of me for that. It's like, bro, nobody can read your signature. Yeah. Like, bro, how is that a problem, bro? Like, when you write your signature, you're not even supposed to be able to read it, really.
Yeah.
Like, it can be unlegible as long as it just look cool.
It's just that every time I see somebody, shit, it just have a cool moon and then it just have a scribble.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
It's like that's
all you
like, what that say, Carl Kanai? You like, hell no. That did not say no.
Hey, you gonna make fun of my signature.
Yeah, that's not even a K. It's not even a K right there. But yeah, you so how many times have you dove in on the DMT since?
Oh man, bro. I'm so goddamn anxious about it that I didn't even do it, bro. I made a commitment like 8 times, like, and I just didn't do it. I was like, all right, this today. So, yeah, I only did it really like I only really got a big trip out of it one time. Like one time I actually did. I got hella smoke in my lungs. Like I did it in like a bong or some shit. But I blew it out early because I was like scared. And I was like, and I felt like I was on like a high mushroom trip where it was like more like a body high, like woo 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 woo. I was like, oh yeah, so okay. It was good to taste that DMT again though, for sure.
Yeah, he said I blew it out fast. Like all you had to do was hold it 2 seconds more.
Bro, it was so much smoke that when I blew it all out, I was like, oh my God. I was about to go through it. I was trying to just go in casually, bro.
Oh, I did that with Black Wolf. I gave him the pen and he hit it and he was like, man, it's not working. I was like, yes it is, let me see. Man, I hit it. Soon as I blew that smoke out, it was so much smoke, bro, that everything changed. The whole reality just turned into like this alien planet. The trees leaves was like fingers, and the bark was skin. Look, that one had like elephant skin. This one had like human skin, and the fingers was reaching at me, and I'm just like laying back, like whoa.
Right, that's the only thing you can say. Nigga was like fucking Looney Tunes with that shit. Like, hey, give me that.
Yeah, give me that shit. Man, it do work. I know it do. That's it. I said, oh.
That cartoon claymation digitalization effect is fucking real.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is.
I ain't been to cartoon land. I want to go though.
Man, I've been to cartoon land, robot land. Everything was built out of these. Yeah, gears. Everything was built out of these diamonds. Bro, I see hella shit. That shit don't make sense sometimes, but it do. I think like when I correlate my experiences on psychedelics with life, I'm looking at the way I felt in certain situations. or like even like some of the things that I've seen, like seeing the diamonds and how they just fell apart and broke and shattered into nothing. Man, I see the ideas, I see life doing the same thing.
Right. That's the crazy part, because it's like, just like I was saying, the trip. It. I don't know. It's just like the life was always the trip. So how can you be like,
Yeah,
oh, the trip's still going, if it was always the same shit? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But you just discovering something.
yeah, yeah. That's why I got when you said that, because even that's what Kalindi said. He said the same thing. Like he said, so how long did the trip last? He like, it never ended. I'm still there, still in the trip. I always been in the trip. I can't get out the trip. I don't think I'm
Damn.
trying to get out the trip.
That shit kind of made me got it. I don't know, bro. That shit's crazy.
No, it
That's a,
is. It's crazy, but it's interesting at the same time. Cause a lot of times you seeing shit that nobody else has seen, or have seen, or only a few have seen. Not too many.
right.
Not too many even had the heart to to jump off that ledge.
Right, bro. When I was inhaling that shit, the DMT, it was like, bro, it was like a split-second decision. Bro, I'm about to go in on 3 grams of the shrooms, bro. Like, I swear to God, I'm about to see what this, you know what I'm saying, where it take me.
Yeah, when man, I had remembered it, bro. It'll come back to me once I start. If I hear a little bit of what I fucking seen, when I just had took the 4, it'll come back
Oh,
to
yeah.
me.
Do you think I should take 4? Or you see what do you think the jump between 2 and 4 is? Like, is that crazy?
Yeah, yeah. If you, yeah, probably for you.
Right. Hell
Like
yeah.
like for me, like I don't know. I could take 2, I could take 4, and get the same experience.
Oh, right. Yeah, because you got down so tapped in, it don't really matter.
Yeah, I can. So damn. Sometimes I can take 1, bro. That should be trippy.
I think that's because you did all the DMT first and it opened you up. Like, you already did that traveling on the other psychedelic.
Yeah, I be saying that, but I think what it is I learned how to let go in a like a fashionable way, bro. I learned how to let go to the point to where I let it take me. It don't matter what I'm off. Once the feeling hit, bro, I let it take me. I don't try to fight it. I don't try to think of what it is. I don't do none of the unnecessary. I just let it take me, and I kind of just go along for the ride.
Right.
I just go along for the ride now. I'm just going along for the ride so I can see what I see and just be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's kind of
Right.
for
You
me. It's
you
kind
just
of
don't care where it take you. You're not even thinking about it. You say you try to become it.
Yeah, I do be it. What you say, Rob? Though.
I said it's informal meditation.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's like meditating without thinking about it. The main thing is you gotta beat distractions. That's the main
Right.
thing. Once you free of distractions, then you can lie down, zone out, and really, I think you're relaxing, but it's really a way of meditating by just um going wherever the waters take you.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, that getting by yourself. I think when you take like one and you're trying to get there, getting by yourself, I think is big. You got to be able to, uh, or if you're with somebody else, you got to be able to not distract each other.
Hey, but think about
And
this though, right, Rob? Who like okay? What is a distraction?
to me, a distraction is something catching your attention in this realm.
Okay. But if you look at it, like if something in this realm catches your attention and you look at it like a distraction, then that's what it would feel like. But when you like fully let go, that shit don't be no distraction. It'd be like you not even here. You let the body go and handle that. Let the body gotta pee, let it go pee. Oh, the body gotta go do that. Oh, let it go do that. But you don't want to look at it like almost like it's not a distraction. It's just, oh, hold on, this is a part of this reality. It's what this reality do. Just let it happen. But don't let it take you away from the experience. Because that's going to be a moment within it.
Yeah, in order to, like, say you're around a group of people and you take a gram and you want to get to that space, you got to be, in my opinion, you have to be a very experienced traveler to get to that space. Because you're having to zone out. You're having to let go of everything. And your natural reaction is, oh, are you all right? Oh, did you want something to drink? Oh, what was that noise? It's like, oh, what's going on out there? And all the little things like that.
Yeah, kind of pull you away.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's phone is ringing.
And it's weird that because I feel like we kind of let that happen because, you know, when you in that space, sometimes you know what everybody need, because it was like kind of crazy. If you remember that first one, when somebody needed something, it wasn't like, you know, didn't nobody have to ask. It was already presented to them. And a lot of people said that, well, at that time, man, I wanted to drink water. And somebody said, hey, here, you want this water? You feel me? Yeah. So it's like.
Oh, yeah. You can definitely sync up. The synchronicities are real.
And I don't know, man. I don't know. And it is hard to do because, like, even I get out the zone of doing that, of just letting it just be what it is and do what it do, how it do it, and just go along with it. Like, even in the experience. Like, oh, if this happened, that'll set me off to, you know, go this way with my experience. Well, yeah. Trippy. But I forgot, Rob. We were supposed to, I forgot my whole trip, Rob.
You forgot it?
Yeah, I kind of forgot. Because, I forgot, bro. I know.
I mean, I remember a little bit of what you told me. So the main thing that I got off your trip, there's something about the way it started. Oh, you saw the little crab creatures.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was
the orange
the crab in the ocean.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing those.
Some of it, but you left.
Oh.
Yeah, and I forget if there was something else. It feels like there might have been. Well, I'm sure there was something else, whether you mentioned it or not. But the main thing of that trip was that you became everything.
Oh, yeah, when I was stuck in there for like 2 hours.
Yeah. You said like 2 hours or 4 hours.
Yeah,
you just know it was a long ass time.
Bro, I was squirrels that live up the street in the trees and shit. I was like everything. I was hella shit. And it was like, but it was like, it wasn't, it felt like that's how it was supposed to be, bro. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said. You said it was crazy. Totally normal.
Yeah, it felt normal because I didn't get like distraught and like, oh, well, I'm going to just be this one thing right here. Like, no, I was looking at all these things at one time and being them at the same time, like, and I was stuck in that like 2 hours. It had to be like 2 to 4 hours or something.
Yeah. You were,
Oh, thanks,
and
KK2.
you have been, you've been the everything before, but like it seemed like this time you put a little more emphasis on everything. You're like, when I say I was everything, I was everything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just like all of it, and
And
it
for some
wasn't.
reason, specifically, you remembered the squirrels. Specifically,
Yeah, because
that
I
was
was
one that stuck out.
because I was some little squirrel. I was like a little squirrel just running through like running up a little tree and down and doing hella weird shit as a squirrel. But I was like hella other shit, bro. That shit was crazy. I was hella other shit. And see, yeah, see. But when I was drinking a lot though that night too.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Yeah, I was drinking a lot. I drank like more than what I usually would drink. I think that's why I forgot so much.
Makes sense.
I think that's why I forgot
Yeah,
so
and you
much.
said the other thing I remember is you said you were listening to gangster rap the whole time.
Oh hell yeah, I was listening to EBK Young Jock. I said, "Oh shit, he's so hard." I said,
And
"Yeah."
that's dope to listen to gangster rap and be everything at the
Man,
same.
I was listening to
That's
that
pretty dope.
EBK One Jock. That shit had me, yeah, it had me in a lot of places.
Yeah, if I was a squirrel, that's what I'd listen to.
But I don't know, bro. It was yeah, and it's crazy because it always just make you look forward to the next one.
Yeah, yeah. Even then, even the next day. So we both talked. You dove in the previous night. I dove in the previous night, and even the next day, you did have. It seemed like you did have some trouble um, remembering a lot of it. You could. It was clear that you said you were everything, but you, even then, even fresh the next day, you had a little bit of trouble pulling all the memory back. I think. Oh yeah, I think you saw the corn maze thing
Yeah, the corn
pattern
maze.
again, but
And
it was mixed with like a tunnel or something or a tentacle. I can't remember, but you
yeah, I
saw the
remember that
corn maze
maze,
thing with something else.
and it was like some octopus shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I remember being in that place again, and I don't understand that place because you'll be like one of the little dots in that maze, but you can feel the whole thing. Like that's a fucking
Oh,
trippy ass place.
was there a red dot UFO or am I pulling that from
Nah,
somewhere?
nah,
Okay.
nah. I don't remember seeing no
But
UFO.
there was something mixed with, you said you saw the corn maze pattern different though. Like it was mixed with something or overlaid with something or like a tunnel brought you to it. There was something there was
With a
something that made
tunnel.
you yeah, there was something that made you understand that corn maze thing a little better
Yeah,
or just it presented itself in a different way that time.
I don't
I wish.
remember because I'm like getting it mixed up because dang, I'm like going. It's not the same because I remember when I was tripping. The one I think it's the one before that. Yeah, and I was talking to my girl was talking to me the whole time, and I was seeing hella visuals, the gestures, and all type of shit. See,
Oh
that
yeah.
was that
Yep.
one.
I
So
remember
yeah,
that
the
one.
one after that was man. Cause I usually I that's why I come on and I try to hurry up and do a live or like record what I seen while I'm coming down because I can still see it. That's why I don't like that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
once I be tired and up all night, I was up till like 5 in the morning. Then I went to sleep. It be done. It be
Yeah.
done. I don't see it as clear.
Yeah, because the next morning you did a review video on what was that review video you
It
did
was
last
on the
Saturday?
DMT. Well, no, it was on the mushroom experience. It It was on one of the mushroom experiences.
That wasn't that may have been Upload Saturday, but it was a review of somebody else's video explaining like explaining two things.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about. Let me see. I know exactly which one you're talking about. It was the one dude, he was explaining not the mind, but what the fuck was he explaining? Cause it was I seen it in my experience and I understood it.
Yeah, because he brought up the cells at one point.
Oh yeah, the left and the right brain. Yeah, because
the left and the right brain.
Yeah, I seen that because I was seeing all the shit just kind of think different.
Because some of the stuff that he was saying was stuff that you spoke about in previous trips. And that's why I understood what you were saying. You're like, man, some of the stuff I see on trips, like the cells being individuals and having their own thoughts or own thing going on. And then like science comes out and says the same thing.
Yeah, and I think that's what spooks me about it. That kind of spooks me though, Rob. Because you'll have an experience there. Yeah, you'll turn around and then you'll see somebody in science talking about it, and you like, hold on, like the what is that? Is it the slit?
Yeah, double slit experiment.
Yeah, the double slit experiment. Yeah, that right there. Seeing that and being in there and seeing all these different timelines and how you can even go to whatever timeline through. Man, that shit is crazy, bro. It just don't make sense. But it do. But it don't. But your experience, though, I never did get to really hear your experience. You said you wasn't going to share it till that night, and I fell asleep.
Yeah, well, I can share it tonight. I just want to bring some pictures over to give a better visual of it. I want to make sure I have pictures to share on my phone. If you got time during this live.
Yeah, we can go right now. And even if you just post them in the general, we'll be able to see them right here. We'll be able to see them.
All right.
Look at Wesley and Wild Man Ninja. Oh, I thought that was the pink controller. It's the red one.
I'm going to take like 5 minutes to get all the pictures over. I'm gonna use.
Yeah, take your time, man. And thanks for everybody for stopping by and just listening in. Like I said, the Discord is always open to anybody and everybody that's out there. Usually it take about a year or two before somebody pop in and be like, yeah, I've been listening for 2 years. I finally mustered up a little strength to say something. Mustered up a little bit. Hey, what game was y'all playing, Wild Man? Well, I can't even see it. Gotta go closer, you know. I got bad eyes.
Ninjago.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, Lego Ninjago. And you know
Lego
this.
Ninjago.
Yeah, and you know this. I'm too grown and I still be playing the Lego games right today. Yeah.
We're having a good time.
Yeah, I can tell.
Wave.
Yeah, what's up, Wes? I know Blake was in here messing with me. I said, hold on, the last 2 nights, bro, I gave you the last 2 nights. Last night, night before last, watched movies with you, everything, did everything. It's Friday night. This my night tonight.
All right.
It's my night. Let me go chill with my friends. I'm trying to do some hood rat shit. With my friends. Lil Milton. Look, I'm trying to do some hood rat shit with my friends. Let me go on and get on, okay?
100%.
That's cool. You chilling with Wes tonight. He said, hello, one day I'll chime in. I'm gonna go watch some more of your trip reports after this live. Oh yeah, yeah. I've been trying to go over them. It's so many of them, bro. I was going like I had opened up one of my hard drives and oh my god, it had experiences that I was like, oh shit, I didn't even remember this video. And it's like I already got, but I'm gonna upload them slowly though. I ain't gonna go so fast. So I got a couple of more coming up that ain't never been seen. I got like probably like 4 or 5 more never been seen that I never uploaded to the internet ever. For one reason or another, I don't know why. And then like even now, like you beaten had so many experiences that it's like it's another day in the life, man. Yeah, it's too many to count. It's too many to count. That's probably why I don't go in as much as I used to, because I used to go in so much. It's like, dang, and like I don't go in because I don't feel like I know, but I feel like what is, I don't think anybody will really ever know. We'll always have many ideas of what is, but that might not be it. It's just a good idea, and it's one that we can stick with and one that we can actually live with. But I don't think anybody don't know, not no time soon.
Yeah, right now.
Right now? Right now?
I told you what they said.
They didn't say come and take my blunt.
I thought they said thou art one.
Oh. I guess I gotta roll another one. Gotta twist up again. Yeah, but it is. That's way too many to count. I think, but I don't know why. I always feel like my best experiences was off the 4ACO. The 4ACO just took me so far. I guess it showed me that I was the one scaring myself. But the mushrooms too, though. I say that about the 4ACO, but then the mushrooms also showed me around the same thing. Like, like, why are you feared? Why are you scared? Why are you scared? Like, you don't know who you are? It's like, no, I don't. I don't know who I am. Yep. I found like 3 DMT trip reports that I had that I didn't upload. Found a few of them. Because like, DMT was like my first psychedelic that I tried. That was the first thing that I actually started with. So I be feeling like that's why I was so open in taking mushrooms and taking my other journeys, but I don't know, cause I had so many DMT experiences that I know I didn't even talk about or I didn't share. And you'll get like after a while you start getting like I be getting experience mixed up. Like I be getting a lot of them kind of mixed up because especially the 4ACO and the mushrooms, because the 4ACO is, man, that shit was like DMT. I'm like going, one day somebody gonna come out and they gonna really start diving into that 4ACO, which I seen a couple of people, but not too many. But he said what the ayahuasca one was good though. Oh yeah, but then the ayahuasca. Remember I took like 3 or 4 grams of mushrooms with the ayahuasca. That's what I couldn't understand, because once I went back and I took mushrooms, the mushrooms showed me that my whole journey with ayahuasca, the mushrooms was the one showing me the stuff that I was seeing. Like ayahuasca showed me enough, but the mushrooms had more control of the experience than what the ayahuasca did for some reason. What you mean switch? What are you talking about? But that's what I liked about that one.
Hey, remember Dakota Wind of Dakota of Earth? He was talking about how the mushrooms it's like a prereq. It's like the mushrooms were here first. The mushrooms gave birth to ayahuasca. If it weren't for the mycelium network growing the trees that grew the ayahuasca, ayahuasca wouldn't even be here. So mushrooms, as Kalindi said, are like the deepest you can go if you're brave enough to go that deep, and all you gotta do is up the grams.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, and I believe that from my experience, because after we did the Joshua Tree thing and I took the mushrooms with the ayahuasca, I'm thinking it was a whole ayahuasca journey. When I come back home, like that weekend, I dove in on the mushrooms by themselves, and it showed me the whole experience from Joshua Tree. And was like, well, you thought it was Mother Ayahuasca. No, that was us. That was the mushrooms. And I was like, oh, wow.
And that's probably a really important lesson to take from that experience. Therefore, the mushrooms are trying to tell you, hey, me and you can go deeper than anything you'd like. You can go ahead and do ayahuasca, but if you really want to go deep, I can take you there.
Yeah, I can take you there.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
And that's the Kalindi message too, because Kalindi's like, bro, ayahuasca's cool, but the mushrooms like literally gave birth to ayahuasca. So like the mushrooms
Through the mycelium network.
Way deeper. All you got to do is be willing to go deep diving. You can't, 5 grams in silent darkness is Terrence McKenna's his challenge to you. And then if you can get to that, well, then you can graduate to hey, Kalindi says go ahead and go to 50 grams because it can't kill you.
Yeah.
It won't kill you, but it will take you way beyond in your astral body, way further than anything, even ayahuasca. That's what Kalindi said.
Report where you said, imagine 10 cops chasing you into the dark house and Freddie and Jason wait for you. Yeah, that's how I used to feel. But yeah, that's what that is true though. Wow, man. The reason that I say that is because when you take 4-ACO, it's like taking 20-30 grams of mushrooms, and when you go that far, it pushes you past your scary parts of what you think is scary. It pushes you past yourself, because that's what you really trying to do, is step outside of you, of this you that you think you are. This you that you done created. You trying to step outside of that.
The purpose. Okay. So here's the reason why Terrence McKenna said 5 grams in silent darkness with no distractions, because there is in fact a point where you will go out of body, and that's where it gets fun. You shouldn't be aiming for giggles and wiggles. You should be aiming for an actual out of body experience. And to get that, it takes above 5 grams. And it takes a lot of concentration. It takes having no distractions, where that is the reason why Terrence McKenna said 5 grams in silent darkness and alone, so that nothing can distract you, and that you can therefore forcibly get yourself into an astral projection experience.
Yeah. You're gonna have to force it. It's gonna have to be forced.
You gotta force it. You gotta push
it's gonna have to be forced.
Yourself beyond.
And the reason I say that is because, and that's the one thing nobody really wants to do. So they want to hold on to all this. and keep it what it is. They don't want to let go. It'd be hard to let go of it, to let go of kids, to let go of family, to let go of mom, dad, and to let go of all this. That's the hardest thing to do, to give it all up, all of it. Damn. Hey, ain't that what that one dude said though? He said, that's what the one dude Jesus said though. He said, hey, you got to give up everything and come with me.
But it takes time. It takes time. If you dive in, work with the medicine, go in 1 gram, then go in 2 grams, then go in 3 grams, then go
and
in
work
4
your
grams.
way up. Yeah.
You can work your way up. This is like something that's not talked about, and I feel like it should be, because like I
always go.
This, and I'm telling everyone, like, you can work your way up.
Hey, wow, man! I always go start with a 0.5, so you can it's like the introduction, almost. It's the introduction. A 0.5 is like the introduction to where you gonna feel what they do. They gonna feel how you feel about it, and it's gonna introduce you to them as you introducing yourself to them. Be like vice versa. That's the end.
It's necessary. It's necessary to shake hands with the medicine.
Yeah.
It's very necessary.
Yeah. Because once you get that feeling and you feel what it do, then you can go up a little. You feel me? You go a little further. Then you take it a little further. Yeah. Kind of work your way into it.
You learn what you got to do. You receive the messages. The first messages are usually like, hey, I should probably quit drinking. Or, hey, I should probably concentrate on my health. Or, hey, I should probably, like, figure out a balance of my work and my mentality. Like, there's a lot that goes into the very, very first time you actually go in. Because there's a lot to digest. There's a lot of messages.
But it's weird.
It's very important.
You know what though? I think those first messages right there is the messages you already know, because you already know what's hurting you, and you know it, but you don't never tell yourself that. You already know what's causing you destruction, what's destroying you right now. You know it, but you don't just tell yourself that.
And what it does is say, hey, if you want to go to stage 2, you better work on these things, because you're not allowed to go to stage 3 if you don't. See?
Yeah.
So it lets you know. Hey, it's time to clean up your diet. It's time to get yourself in tune. It's time to stop fucking around. It's time to start really taking this serious. And that's when you graduate to stage 2.
Do you think you get kind of primal after psychedelics?
100%. You go, oh fuck, this is the ancestors calling me. Thousands of years of ancestors are drumming behind you, and you can only hear it subtly on a micro dose. But when you go to the macro dose, it's undeniable. The drum beats are so goddamn loud, you can't help but conform.
It's kind of,
all right, we're going through this now. See,
it's kind of weird, wow, man, because like like after like going in so much, like now, like I can smell food. From the smell of food, I can tell if it's good for me or not.
100%.
From smelling it. Even from like if it smells good and it tastes good, I can tell that if it's good for me or not.
Things start changing. Your microbiome starts going, all right, we got to get things corrected. We got to get under the rhythm of the correctness. We can't be fucking eating shit. We got to get in tune with the rhythms that have been of the astrological charts. It's like it makes you want to rip your fucking clothes off and go, yeah.
Yeah. I do that anyway.
Moonbeams. They now are telling me new knowledge that I've never heard before, but I am
get primal
through light. It gets intense. It gets the point where you're like, all right, Harry Potter's just a fun story, but this shit's real.
Yeah, X said I keep telling everyone I felt primal. Me too.
That magic, that shit's real as
Yeah,
fuck.
now I be feeling hella primal. I can eat hella meat. Be like I can go out there right now, kill a cow with my bare hands, and cook him on some wood or something like that. Just burn some wood.
That's a message. It's a message. It's trying to tell you, yes, you are primal. Yes, you can do that. This is the natural way. It's trying to reconnect you to the source. The mycelium network is like, hey, this is how it's supposed to be. See?
Yeah. But, yeah. It is how it's supposed to be. But we don't want to say that, though. I think that's one thing we don't like to say, that, we primal and everything's supposed to be primal. It's like, nah. You feel me? It's supposed to, it's not supposed to, a person ain't supposed to do that. Ain't supposed to, man. I always say it down to the smallest organism, bro. Doing the same thing. Everything is. Everything. Trees, animals, water, air, you feel me? Fire. It's all consuming in order to spread and be and exist in this life. Did you find it, Rob? I thought you forgot.
No, I found it.
Okay. Yeah, I was waiting on you. I thought you forgot.
Yeah, I
magic
posted
is
them.
real.
I posted them.
Look at esoteric.
My speaker, or my Bluetooth died, so it's been charging. So let me put that back on. Then I'll be good.
All right. You said, did you say you posted them? Oh. Dang, my inbox. Man, magic ain't real. It's real fake. Nah, magic is real. Certain types of magic, though. Man, I don't think nothing is fake no more half the time. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like Kyle say, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't think nothing is fake. Everything is real. Because if it's here and it's doing, it's somebody believe it. Now, that don't make it real, but I'm just saying, to them, it's real. So it's like we all have something that is real to us, that it might not be real to everybody else, but to you it's real. So I guess everything is real.
Hey, you know what? My uncle is an artist, and he lived till he was into his 70s, and he said, I believe that when you die, whatever you believe will occur to you.
Yeah.
So and that is a trip report according to a lot of DMT explorers. As soon as you die and you go through that, you get the tunnel experience. You're like, all right, here we go. We're going through the tunnel. And then you get to that point where you're in this zone where you're getting judged. You're having your life review. You're having that near-death experience or actual death experience if you're really dying. And then you go through it. But it's been mapped out, and there is that phase in the Tibetan Book of the Dead and everything where you are there and you're getting judged and you're going through a life review. But at the same time, just before that, you are encountering entities and angels or reflections of what you believe is what you think happens to you in the afterlife. And they do that, the beings in the afterlife realm, they do that to us so that we have a more manageable experience. Because if you think, say you're Christian, when you die, you'll meet Jesus and you'll see Jesus and he'll help you through the afterlife. And if you are Hindu, you might meet beings like Ganesh or
Yeah.
Hanuman. And if you believe like in another religion, you're gonna see what you believe as your first contact with the afterlife. And the afterlife is already pre-programmed to give you the experience that is most comfortable for you to go
Yeah.
through the process.
I don't.
Okay?
Yeah. Because I
You're
seen that.
going through the process of dying. So what
I
you're
seen that.
given, the visuals, the feelings will all be according to what you believe in. Just to help you get through the process without freaking the fuck out.
Oh, for real.
Saying?
No, for reals. For reals. The process.
When
Nah.
we die, we
I
all
seen that
go through this
on
process, and
psychedelics. I seen that on psychedelics, wild man.
It's compartmentalized and it's managed specifically to you. So when you die, for real, you go through this beautiful process of everything that you think was real.
Wow, man, a lot of times when it came to me, I don't even know what it is, but it came and it'll come in the form, and it always say, I come in the form that you need me to come in.
Exactly. It's like the movie Contact with Jodie Foster, where they hinted, hey, you blast off and then you meet the entities, and the entities show up in the form that won't freak you out. It's like they'll show up as loved ones, they'll show up as light beings, they'll show up as ancestors, they'll show up in a way, in a form that won't make you completely freak the fuck out, but will comfort you in your process to go through the experience. So whatever those entities might be, according to you and how you perceptualize them, it's the same process, but it's going to be zoned in and specified and personified for your specific afterlife experience.
Yeah, and what you want it to be.
And whatever it is that you believe in. If you believe in fucking Christ, you're going to see Jesus. If you believe in Ganesh, you're going to see Ganesh. If you fucking believe in hell, you might go to hell. Whatever you need psychologically, even in the afterlife, is going to be actualized for you, just so you can get through that phase of this actual fucking experience.
That would be. I seen that on experiences where it seemed like it was like that. Like it like I had experiences to where it even seemed like this was the past life review or whatever they call that. This was just a review. This was the review. This was the life had already been lived.
Yeah, this right now could be considered your life review. You're just going through it slow motion.
And I think it's all of the above, bro. I don't know why. I feel like it's just all of the above.
Of course it is, because that's how fragmented and amazing it can be.
Yeah.
We are already living in alternate. We're already living in alternate realities that are choosing, like, oh, I hope this is the way it should have been. And when it finally comes to a chrysanthemum, that's where it goes like, all right, well, there we are. And that's where you gotta fucking, like, really, you're gonna get the full actualized experience of all of your alternate realities combined into one. And at that point, it's not gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel like, oh yeah, of course. And then there you go. Same as like a DMT trip where you see all these alternate realities. You see where you made all these decisions. You see where your soul was entrapped or let free, and this is where we're at right now, and that's also a point in time where it's like, well, here we go. We
So
have to deal with this. We have to deal with
so
this.
let's say you get to the realization that it's all these things, right? Haven't it already been all these things even before you even realized it was already that, right?
Maybe, or maybe we're experiencing something so new that we are like, we're so flabbergasted that we're doing what we're doing. We're like completely freaking out about it. And
But
we're
that's
like,
it.
holy fuck, this is crazy.
Yeah. But it's being the spirit world. It's being the alien world. It's being all these worlds in one world. All these realities in one reality. Now, just because we in this one acting out this one don't mean that it's not being the other ones also at the same time, I think.
I agree. At the same time, all these other things are going on, and in those realities, we're experiencing ourselves freaking out in the same way we're freaking out in this reality.
Yeah. Yeah, or even it might even be opposite. What's up with it, Theo, the blue flame in the building, y'all?
What up, Jedi?
Jedi in with Wild Man. Hey, yeah, Jedi in with Wild Man. You got my mind freaking out right now.
Because I think we're getting close to something. We're getting very close to something, and it might be like this is fun. Let me bring this up. September 23rd, right? Isn't that like if you're in the conspiracy world, you're kind of concerned about this date, September 23rd. If you don't know about that, that's kind of a thing, and it might be only because certain energies are doing things in the cosmic realm of I don't know. Maybe nobody knows, but there's definitely an awareness of September 23rd being a specific date that somehow might be a thing.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, man.
Or October
tomorrow.
4th.
Tomorrow is the 23rd, so we'll see tomorrow.
So they say October 20. So they say tomorrow might be some sort of crash in the stock market, some sort of like a new announcement to something, maybe with alien. But October 24th might be like the cell phone, the grid going down.
Hey, it's crazy because if you
immigrant migration,
if they into that pattern network, I'm telling you, you'll see the patterns and you'll understand the patterns and you'll be able to tell what's gonna happen before it happens.
There you go. People are trying
easily.
You gotta give kudos to the people who are just trying to be ahead of the curve because they want to know and they want to be prepared. And so what we're all doing is we're searching. Everyone's searching. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What are the elites doing?
That's what we always do.
We
always search. Something's gonna happen. You know it's gonna be a flood, right? Volcano gonna explode. It's gonna be a nuke. It's gonna be this. It's gonna always be something. And we would want to be prepared for it, but
we want to know if the Nephilim's real. We want to know if the Bible is real. We want to know if flat Earth is real. We want to know if, like, what the fuck is going on. We all want to know what the fuck's going on.
That should have been the name of live. What the fuck is going on? But nah, we Rob about to tell us about his experience off the mushrooms.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, so this one was last Saturday. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah, we hear you good.
Okay. So this one was last Saturday. Me with my higher tolerance, I wish I could do the 1, 2, 3s and get out there. But I decided I was going to make sure I was going to get out there, and I did 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. And the person I did them with, she's like a sister to me. She gave me, when I was young, she gave me a place to stay, like an older sister. She gave me a place to stay, her and her husband, when I had nowhere else to go. And I reconnected with her, 10 years later in life, like a year ago. I said, look what I found. And I come with a bowl of mushrooms. I say, you got to try this shit. And so we did. And her personality is perfect for it. I mean, because doesn't nothing hardly bother her or scare her. And she's real like artistic. So we did them once and we had a real good trip. We did, I think we did 8, because it ends up, I left her some and her tolerance is like mine. For us to get to the visual level, we're probably looking at, like a decent visual level, we're probably looking at 5 grams each. Yeah. For us to have a solid trip, like solid, we're looking at 7, 8. And like I said, for me wanting to get out of orbit, I'm looking at 10 to not be here anymore. And so I did 10, she did 8, and I mixed them in some kind of fruit drink. I powderized it and then mixed it in some kind of fruit drink. That way it would kick in faster. And so we're sitting outside. Now this is in the country in Arkansas, where they live. And so it's very natural. But I had to work that day. And to get to their house, her name is Bridget and her husband is Travis. To get to their house, I had to drive like 3 hours from where I was working. Man. So I swung by there, so it's late at this point. So we're eating them at 11 p.m. So it's going to be a night trip. So she immediately starts saying, it's kicking in. And I could tell by the look on her face. You know when you look at somebody's face and tell they're just like a little kid, just so fucking happy, just like undeniable happiness. Yeah. I saw that in her face. I was like, oh, she's got it. She's got it. She said she saw, she was like, oh my God, we're under a big mushroom. And she was looking up. And so she was seeing like the gills, and the mushroom had like dew on it and was dripping down everywhere. But she said it was gigantic. Damn. And she was like, do you see that? I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not there yet. But I promise I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you. Because I feel it. I mean, your body, you just know when one is coming. So I could tell it was going to kick my ass from the way my body was reacting. I was getting a real heavy feeling. And then I see it about 3 minutes after she said it looked like we were under a big mushroom. We were sitting outside. I look at her and she's facing this way. And I posted this in Mushy Experience, Drew.
Okay, I'm about to go there right now.
So the one with the hand that's got the tracers, just let me know when you have that up.
With the hand. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so those tracers, I saw that, except it was her head. Her head was facing this way. And I saw tracers of her going back and forth. I was like, oh shit, now I'm there. Yeah. Now here I go. And I posted another picture there of a man like jumping like this with tracers. It's the same thing. It's just a whole person. Yeah. So once I saw that and I saw, oh shit, I'm seeing multiple and I can't tell which one is actually her. Is it the one in front? Is it the one in the middle? And I'm like, okay. And I look up and I remember the trees. So we got these big ass, 100-foot trees in the woods, and the leaves, they got layers to them, but it starts like coming into a 2D form, like a painting
Yeah.
instead of actual 3D. I was like, oh, that's dope. And even though it looked like a painting, even though it looked two-dimensional, it still looked like it had layers to it. It basically looked like different paintings stacked on top of each other. And that looked beautiful.
Yeah.
So I sit down for a minute, and then one of the things, it happens on me, I'd say probably 75% of the time, my body temperature drops. And of course, it's changing weather this time of year. So even though it's only like 65 outside, I feel my body start to get cold. I grab a blanket, put it over me in the chair,
Yeah.
and that wasn't enough. And I was like, well, if I'm cold, I need to get my shit together and figure this out, because I need to make a move now, because I can tell I'm gonna be out there. So I start the truck up. I'm like, let's go in the truck. I'm gonna turn the heat on, at least get out of the wind, to not be so cold. And so I start the truck up, turn the lights off, and it's just, I don't know, it's like 3 acres of land in front of us. It's a beautiful tripping spot. And I see for a moment the picture that I posted that has the dark blue forest.
All right, let me go to it right now. Yeah, I seen that one.
Okay, that's the kind of forest I saw. It looked kind of spooky. It had a kind of like Sleepy Hollow, Edgar Allan Poe, Tim Burton type feel to it. And I thought, well, it's just night. I'm tripping and it's nighttime, so I didn't think anything of it. It flashed just for a second, and then I see we were playing some trippy Mexican music, and I think it was psicodelicos, which is the psychedelics in Spanish. And so I remember getting this nice like vacation vibe. Well, first I noticed a filter when I sit in the truck and I start warming up. I'm like, I didn't even turn the heat on, even though felt like I was freezing. I was like, okay, that's good enough. I can handle this. At least I'm out of the wind.
Yeah.
I get a filter, and that was the picture that I posted of the flower of life. So you may have come across that one too.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, but I posted that one, and it basically is the flower of life. It's just like honeycombed out. It's patternized out, and it's like a filter over everything. So I see the flower of life everywhere as a filter. I'm like, oh, that's dope, because it's nighttime. You're not really supposed to see like all kinds of rainbow bright colors, but I am. I was like, oh, flower of life, isn't that beautiful? And I was feeling pretty good at the time. And then the Mexican trippy music in the background was like, it brought me to this like vacation spot that was kind of Jamaica feeling, kind of beach of Mexico feeling. And it was real happy, almost like a reggae type vibe. And at some point, while I was still able up here, I was like, well, let me put on Bob Marley, because something didn't feel quite right. I might have posted it in the part 2 in that same post, but it was the let me make sure I did. Oh, let me go to the picture of the orange forest. So that's another theme.
Yeah.
So if you click on that picture,
yeah, that's what I'm
so
showing
there
right
was
now.
there was a street light in the background, and that street light was orange. It wasn't fluorescent light. And that street light turned into like an orange moon, like a blood moon. And it was given an orange hue over here on one side. But everything else around me had that dark, creepy tone to it. It had that Sleepy Hollow feel to it.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between Creepy Forest and Happy Beach, and Creepy Forest and Happy Beach. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and like I said, I was getting flower life patterns, I get the skulls. So I posted that also.
Yeah, I'm showing that right now.
Okay, so those skulls were like Day of the Dead skulls, Dia de los Muertos. Okay,
yeah.
And they just popped out of nowhere. Like I'm sitting there, kind of in a normal trip, even though it had a little bit of a dark theme to it. And then all of a sudden, boom, those skulls pop up, and they're tiled out everywhere. And I was like, oh shit, there you go. Yeah, who is that? Is that Aligato? No, Wild Man. Wild Man has it. That's what I saw. They were the only difference is they were skull colored. They were white colored, but that's the kind of art I saw. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get like a Halloween, like a Day of the Dead theme, like a Mexican Day of the Dead. I was like, well, I've never had that before, because I'm like known even to myself as having as being like a happy tripper. Like I've never had a really dark trip. I did have one where I went through war, but that felt like I was just living through other people's lives, like living through reality. It wasn't anything that was it wasn't anything that seemed like evil, for lack of a better word. Felt like these people went through war, and I got to live through their lives, which is on
that was
on
wild.
another live a while back. So that was the closest thing I had to anything dark.
Cozy.
So when I saw those skulls, it threw me off, because I've never seen anything like that, anything that kind of dark or wicked theme.
But was they real? What did they look real, like real skulls, or?
They look kind of hybrid. They look like real skulls, but decorated.
Yeah.
Like imagine if somebody took a real skull and then put like painted it and put like prism lights around it.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like. Have you ever seen any skulls or bones on trips?
Body parts. But I don't know. Not that I recall right now.
I've been I'm gonna say on like at this point 15 heavy trips, and I haven't ever seen any skulls or body parts or anything like that. So at this point, I'm a little bit concerned that it might go dark, just a little bit. Never had a quote unquote bad or evil or dark trip, but when I saw the skulls, I was like, I thought it might go dark, but really at that time I thought it was just going to be a theme like Halloween. Okay, we'll have a Halloween party tonight. It's the theme of the trip. Little did I know where I was about to go. And I'm going to post this this next picture that I saw. So I see a tree. All right. And let me know when you're showing that. I just posted it.
All right.
So in the background, I have the normal spooky theme. I have the dark trees, the dark sky, dark blue, dark purple, and like I've said several times already. Sleepy Hollow type thing. It looked like Ichabod Crane was going to go run across at any time. Now, at this time, my friend Bridget, she saw wolf heads. Okay. So where I said that orange moon was over here in the corner, she saw out of a tree, wolf heads started to form out of the branches. And she said not like one or two, but like 100 or hundreds of wolf heads started to form. And she was just, she had, this is only her second trip. She had never seen anything like that before. So she was fascinated by it.
Yeah.
And I think she stuck her head out the window. So she's sitting in the passenger seat. She stuck her head out the window and was just watching it and seeing those beautiful wolf heads start to form. And she said all of a sudden, that big pack of wolves just jumps out of the tree and takes off running across like that acre right in front of us.
Yeah.
Like bright orange, probably almost on fire type glow to them. And I didn't know that's what she said something about wolves, but I didn't know exactly what she was seeing at the time. This is only after. So then I post that, then I see this tree. So with everything in the background, with everything in the background that's really dark, the spooky woods and everything. Did somebody write something?
Oh yeah, no, I say sounds like something you will find in the deep woods. And then Jungle Wizard said, well, Terrence McKenna always talked about a place called the Meat Locker. And I can't see the other part. He always depicted, whatever. I need my glasses.
Depicted.
Yeah. I think that's what it said.
So this is where the trip really kicks in. When I see this tree. So with everything that was so dark, all of a sudden this tree shows up. And it kind of looks like the tree of life. At the time, I'm not even sure that's what I comprehended.
So where at this time was y'all still in the car, or y'all was sitting in the car?
Yeah, the rest of the trip was sitting in the truck, and I was like bundled up with the blanket still because I was trying to warm up. Because for some reason my body temperature when I get on high doses, it just drops like a rock.
Get my glass.
And so I see this tree, and like the picture that I posted, this tree was different than like the tree of life or a normal tree. It had no leaves. It just had limbs that looked like tentacles. But it was fucking big. It was fucking big. It went up in this reality compared to us. It looked like it was 300 or 400 feet tall. And it was dark. The darkest dark I've ever seen in my life. I can't close my eyes in the dark and see dark like this. Like this tree, its limbs were extremely black. It was the darkest of dark. And I remember having the feeling, it wasn't a good feeling about this tree. Like this tree felt like, immediately, it felt like where all evil came from. Like all evil. And I know we talk about language and evil and wicked, but I'm gonna use evil. It's the best reference for right now. So you can think of killing, you can think of abuse, you can think of the R word, you can think of suicide, just anything, war, famine, anything that was dark or what we deem as bad, felt like it came from this tree. As soon as it shows up, you just feel its power.
I know
just
exactly.
Being in its presence.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I felt that before, but it wasn't a tree. It was something else.
What was it on yours?
I could see everything. I could see people killing, people doing everything, but it was like I was on both sides of the table. I was the one doing it, but I was the one getting done too at the same time. And
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
every kind of evil you could think of.
Yeah. And this is very strange, very foreign to me, because I've never had this kind of darkness or anything near this powerful show up on the trip before. But you could feel it. You just knew it. You just knew that this was the source. This was like the source. I only question it after the fact. And that's what we do when we come back to this reality and we start doubting ourselves. But in that time, it felt like that's where everything bad that ever happened, ever will happen. This was the source. It was rooted. So it grows up from the ground and it has these limbs. And it wasn't long. I see the limbs start waving like that. And man, all of a sudden, one of those limbs comes around and wow, snatches me up. And it wraps around me like a an anaconda. So the limb grabs me, wraps around me like an anaconda, and I started struggling. I felt like I was struggling in the spiritual realm, and I felt like it was translating to this realm as well. Because she saw me and she said I was like locked up. So whenever we travel, sometimes whenever we travel, sometimes we kind of nod off like a heroin addict or something.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what we're traveling. It's because we're forgetting about this body and we're going out. We're leaving it. And so sometimes you just like can be sitting there and just do that. And you can tell when you're tripping when other people are going there. They're like going somewhere or somewhere or already there.
Master Creator said was the music still playing?
That's one of the crazy parts. Bob Marley was on this whole time.
Yeah.
This whole time. And it's kind of weird to have that kind of dark presence show up, the darkest of dark, where it's source of all evil, or what feels like it at the time, while Bob Marley is playing the happiest of all music. And so when it grabs me, I start doing this. I start like rocking back and forth, like trying to get out. And it felt instinctual. Like normally in a trip, that's not how I am. Normally whatever comes, I accept. But it almost felt like I didn't have a choice. And so come to find out after, so let's fast forward a couple hours after we come down, my friend Bridget, I said, did you see a tree during the trip? She said, yeah, I saw a tree. I saw a dark tree. And it had like tentacle limbs that were moving like this. I was like, oh shit, we saw the same tree. We saw the same tree. And not only did we see the same tree, we had the same experience. We sat in that truck probably 2 to 3 hours, 3 hours. And two of the hours, we did not say hardly anything to each other. Seeing the same shit.
Yeah.
Seeing the same tree. So while it has me wrapped up, also what was kind of visually, it was dope. Visually, it was really dope because you had this spooky woods in the background, and in the background you could see like these little flashes of light, like it was a battle going on. Like I could see it back behind, so their house was like 100 yards in front of us, I could see the I could see some lights like flashing in the background, like there's some kind of battle, but not necessarily gunfire. Like gunfire is like an orange flash usually. These were
Yeah.
white flashes, like lightning colored. And I could see it back this way too, that there was a battle back there. And I'm pretty sure it was all around me. But my focus was like in front, and I remember glancing over here at one time and seeing the battle back there too. So I'm wrapped up to a point where I get tired, I get winded of fighting this thing. Like my spirit is worn. And it
Dang.
felt like it this was not something that just wanted to kill me. Uh we got somebody in the
All right,
background.
can you mute your mic, Wild Man?
Oh. Oh.
It felt like this thing wasn't just trying to kill me. It felt like it wanted everything, like all of me, like all my soul, my past lives, everything I ever was. It felt like it wanted me forever. Like it didn't want to
Dang.
just kick my ass. It didn't want to just kill me. Like it felt like it wanted my soul. Like, and that's what it was trying to take. To do what? I don't know, but that's what it felt like it was after.
Yeah.
And come to find out, she felt the same way.
Dang.
She was like, this thing wanted me. This thing did not want me, not body me, not flesh and bone me. No, it wanted to inhere me. And she said she felt the need to fight. And but the difference is I saw battle. So around this tree, this big 400-foot dark tree, which sometimes I can see its limbs because that like dark blue sky in the background or dark purple, when one of the limbs would come across that sky, I could see it. But it was real hard to see when it came like a black on black background.
Yeah.
And
but what did the tree actually look like though? Can you kind of explain that tree more?
The tree was so I sent a picture that was close on the Discord, but the only difference was that it looked, from the picture I posted, was that it looked a lot taller, like a lot taller, and it had limbs. It didn't have as many limbs as the tree I posted, or it didn't look like it. Maybe it did, but I just had trouble seeing it because everything was dark.
Was any part of it metal?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, it was what, and I finally got it. When True talks about primordial ooze, the black primordial ooze, that's what it was. It was like a black, like the blackest of black plasma.
Yeah, but it can move and any which way, like tentacles on the octopus.
Yeah, like I said, it was doing this with all of its limbs. It was doing this. And that's why I didn't even know it was coming. I didn't have time to react. That bitch came around, wrapped around me like that before I even knew what happened. And that's when I start fighting it. And I get to a point where I felt like a fly or a bug in a spider web.
Oh,
like it just wrapped me up. It's got me. Yeah. And I was like, okay, so I talked about the traveling mode where you're kind of nodding off or kind of like that. Or maybe you see somebody who's disabled or old in a wheelchair where they're kind of like hunched over like that.
Yeah.
This wasn't that. I was like locked up. I was like bound. I was like tighter than you can imagine. This thing had me completely wound up to where I was like almost getting to where I was getting crushed. And so I finally accepted. Once I feel like that bug in the spider web, I got no more fight in me. I'm like, you got me.
Damn.
I'm done. Like I got
because
I was so exhausted. I can't explain how exhausted I was from fighting it. And about the time that I say I'm done, it felt Well, actually, I'll say about the time, but time is funny when you're tripping. It might feel like a year. It might feel like 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm just trapped there. I'm just in its web. It's got me. That's it. And then I see Bridget come around. So she's coming around on this side, and there's like a tornado around this thing too. It wasn't just the tree.
Damn.
It was like it was a storm going around it.
Yeah.
So there's a storm going around it like a tornado. Except it's bigger than a tornado. It's making a big encirclement around the tree. And that's what I started to get swept up in. When I started to get swept up in that, that's when it grabbed me. And so I see Bridget flying up. Like she's up high, like almost at level with the top of the tree. She flies up, and I think it had her. Like it grabbed her, but it didn't have a hold on her like it had on me.
Yeah.
It just where it wrapped up like, 6 times around me. It only had her like kind of in its hold, just enough to like grab her and swing her around. And then I see her like her hands. She had something in her hands. At first, I thought she had something in her hands, but I didn't see a weapon. There was just light. There's two like light orbs coming from her hands. So I see that, and then I see her swinging, like, pow.
Yeah.
So as it's grabbing her and swinging her around, it tries to grab her with another branch. And that's what it did with me. Once it had me with one and wrapped up, it grabbed me with another one wrapped up. And that's why I couldn't move. And it looked like it tried to do the same thing with her, except where it trapped me, I was kind of like mid-level with the tree. Like around the lower branches. Where it got her was like on the upper level, swinging her around, and it tries to grab her with the second one, and maybe the third. Well, yeah, it was a third. So second one comes, and I see her go pow, and when she hits that tentacle, I see like light go everywhere, like a light explosion, like lightning bolts. It was white light lightning. And I see pow, and then it tries to grab her with another one, and she goes pow, and I was like, oh shit, because like I'm sitting here thinking I'm in this by myself, whatever this battle is, and I see her fighting it out of nowhere, out of my peripheral at first, and I see her start to come around up here, and then after she fights it off, she breaks loose from that one, and comes to me and grabs me like by my collar. And it's like, come on, come on, come on. And she does that. She somehow gets me out of it. And I wake up. I open my eyes. And I'm like breathing heavy because I'm exhausted. And it's like you're being strangled, and then all of a sudden somebody let go.
Yeah.
And so I'm just catching my breath at first. And I was like, oh my God. And I look at her, and she looks beat. She just looks like she went 12 rounds with Mike Tyson. And
the giant tree. Snell Horseplay said, I remember seeing a really old YouTube video of some dude who ate 20 grams, and he talked about a giant tree too.
This thing felt ancient. It didn't feel like anything new. It felt like this thing felt like it's been around forever. Like, I don't know how long forever is, but that's what it felt like it had been around. Yeah. This tree is as old as time. And not only that, it felt like this battle was as old as time. It felt like an ancient battle. It had like 1,000-year-old feel to it.
Yeah.
And like, even though this is my first time seeing it in this reality, it felt like at some point I had dealt with this thing before. Yeah. And it sure as fuck looked like she had dealt with it. She looked like she knew what the fuck she was doing, because she was fighting it. And I wonder, it looked like she looked like a professional warrior against this thing.
I wonder what that thing is in this reality.
Yeah. Well, I had been going through some I've been going through some personal stuff that had me pretty depressed lately. And so I think that was like as far as having my first dark trip, that was like its way of getting its foot in the door, was dealing with personal issues.
Thanks for
and so when I wake back up and I see her, and I swear to God, what she looked like a World War II nurse that just took a cigarette break. And I was like, oh my God, what
Hacksaw Ridge,
gotten?
Hacksaw Hill,
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Yeah. Like, just the look on her face was like, oh my God. Like, she looked like somebody who had lost soldier after soldier after soldier, who had been trying to save people and was just defeated. Like, imagine trying to maintain a medical battlefield and trying to take care of people and losing them and just being so worn out. No sleep. You're fighting, you're trying your best to save people, and you're just getting your ass kicked. And it's an insurmountable task, but she was still trying. That's what it looked like. And that's exactly what it looked like. It looked like a war nurse that went out for a smoke break. She just was sticking her head out the window, and the look on her face was just such a face of defeat. But she wasn't. So I remember seeing that. And then next thing you know, whoop, that motherfucker grabbed me again.
Damn.
And wraps around me again. And like, I don't even really see it coming. And so here we go for round 2. And once again, I see it grab her again. And I see her, bam, bam, fight it off. Maybe it's 3 limbs this time. But I see her, bam, bam. I see those lights, those lightning bolts, those sparks just fly off every time she makes contact with it and hits it off of her. And she comes back again, like, come on, come on, come on. And she's grabbing me, trying to pull me out of it. And she does. And we go through the same thing again. I wake up and I look at her. Except it was the second time. Well, let me just fast forward to the third time. It does it again. It does it again. Okay. And I'm gonna post a picture on what it kind of what the ooze kind of looked like.
I know it's the same ooze. That ooze become everything. Yep.
I'm gonna post a picture of how I felt entrapped by it. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Damn.
I felt trapped like that, except that guy in that picture, he has his hand out.
Yeah.
I didn't have my hand out. It had me completely like locked
in, yeah.
Every time. And then there's one thing different about her, besides her glowing hands, was what she was wearing. In this trip, she wasn't wearing normal clothes. She was wearing a cloak, and it was really simple. I'm gonna post this next.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that brown cloak, it was real simple. She might have had like a rope. She might have had like a rope or something around here.
Yeah.
But it looked like a real simple cloak. And that was it. That was basically what she was wearing. She had that cloak on, and she had orbs, real bright white orbs coming from her hands. And that was her weapon. Those were her weapons. Her hands were her weapon. For whatever reason, they had a light source to them, and she could knock those tentacles off.
And you didn't try to even power those hands up or anything, huh?
No, she did all the fighting. I mean, all I did was struggle. The first time, I struggled a little bit less. The second time, before I gave up, like I struggled the first time and gave up because I was burnt. It had me. I struggled the second time, I gave up, And that's when she comes back around and saves me. I struggled the third time and gave up. Same thing. She fights those things off and saves me. After the third time, this was one of the only times I spoke to her during the whole trip. I looked at her and she had the same like she just got her ass whooped look.
Yeah.
And I said, was I screaming? Because I remember like that third time, it was the second or third time when it got me, I was screaming in that realm. Like, and that's not, it's not really like me to freak out about anything. But this thing, I was so sick of fighting it. And she just shook her head. No. And I was thinking at the time, I'm thinking, damn, that's crazy. I could have sworn I was screaming. And that's what I'm thinking. But we're not even talking about the tree. We're not even talking about the tree during this time, but we were both dealing with it.
Yeah.
And so I end up going through it a fourth time, and I can't remember a fifth of the same thing. And finally, after the fifth battle with this thing, I came out of it. And man, that battle number 5, and it felt like, it feels like a lifetime or half a lifetime each one. Like it felt like I died and came back almost, and died and came back, and died and came back. And like, I cannot explain to you the physical exertion that was on me. Like imagine being like choked underwater where you are getting zero air. And then all of a sudden when you're about to die, when you're this close to death, you come up and you're like,
yeah.
That's what we were like. We were like that in this realm when we came back after the fifth one.
Damn.
And she was the same way. Like she came back and she was doing that.
Like who? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't no who left in us. It was like it was straight trying to get some oxygen in. I mean, it's like you tried to climb 2 mountains. I mean, it was we were so out of air we couldn't speak to each other for 15 minutes after coming back.
Yeah. Master Creator said, I was waiting for you to experience your first Twilight Zone trip.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. So, like I said, after coming back, I asked her, did you see that tree? And she describes it exactly how I saw it. Exactly. There was not a detail that was off.
Yeah.
She described it to the T. And she said she had to fight it. And I said, Bridget, I saw you fight that tree. I saw you fight it.
Like I watched it.
And she was like, what? Dude, like her mind is blown because this is only her second experience. And so that level of synchronicity where you're traveling to the same realm and fighting the same battle and seeing the same thing for 2 hours without communicating, that is mind blowing. That's spirit blowing. That's when it finally clicks. Okay, there's more to this shit than just a good time.
I have a
than
question.
Just getting high. Go ahead, Al.
Do you and I only know this because I went to school, Catholic school, with one of my friends, and that was her name. Do you know what the name Bridget means?
No, I do not.
It's Old Irish, Proto-Celtic, high, exalted, or strength.
I mean,
makes perfect
I told
sense.
her that makes perfect sense. I said, you are a badass. I say you are a badass. Like, I'm talking about, no doubt in your mind, this is the darkest. I had never felt anything that powerful in my life. I can't imagine anything more powerful than that tree in this realm or that one. I never have. I mean, there's not an atomic bomb, there's not a meteor, there's not a star explosion, there's not a hydrogen bomb, there's not a natural disaster. Nothing I can think of had the power that this tree had. You just knew it. You just knew it as soon as you saw it that this tree was like powerful. It felt like the one. It was the one. And uh like I said, it felt ancient on top of that. And so I'm thinking, okay, it's getting like when we come out of it, it's 3 a.m. Catch our breath for 15 minutes, have a couple smokes to kind of talk about it. But we both look, I mean, I'm not shitting you. We both look like we went through 3 boxing matches with Mike Tyson. Like she looked at me, and she said, "You look like you've been to hell and back 15 times." And I said, "You look like you got your ass whooped yourself." And I've known, like I said, since I was a little kid, she kind of took care of me. I've known her for 30 years, 35, 35 years. And we've never seen each other that exhausted, that defeated. Like, not only were you physically whooped, your soul was whooped, your spirit was whooped.
Yeah.
But we made it. We made it out. So even though we're exhausted, I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna have to digest that. There's no way I'm getting sleep. I don't care if it's 4 a.m., if it's 9:99 a.m. I'm not getting any sleep after that. That one was crazy. But I still managed to fall asleep at like 5. I had that post-trip digestion for a couple hours, trying to understand what that was all about. But the best part about it was the next day. The next day, the sun rose. All my little problems, I don't care if it's relationship, I don't care if it's family, I don't care if it's money, I don't care if it's work, I don't care whatever problems you can think of in this reality were not shit. They weren't shit. Because what I faced in that thing seemed like I said, it was so much more powerful and so much darker than anything I've experienced in this realm, that everything else just felt little. Anything in this reality just felt little.
Look, Jonathan said, Rob, he said, salvia is different every time for me. I sat against a wall once and did a small toke. My back turned into the wall like a turtle shell, and my limbs and head stretched like a starfish, and that was mellow.
The turtle shell.
But that's what I was telling you about, like that tree thing. That tree thing is that black ooze. That thing can turn into anything. Sometimes I think it's the mind. Like, I don't know what I that's the only thing I can put it to, because the mind can create anything and make anything, and that's what I was tripping off, Rob, because whenever I seen that thing, like I seen it, that's that thing that Adam was creating this place with.
Mm-hmm.
That's that same.
It's a black mass.
It's that same black ooze shit, and that thing can just make whatever. But
the primordial ooze.
The primordial ooze. Before it to grab you, golly, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if y'all would have gave into it, what it would have showed you.
Everything. When you give into it, it shows you everything. It's like you're going to a black hole. Mental black hole.
Well, that's the thing. That is the thing that's interesting about this. Yeah, we all want to relate it to our own personal experiences and trips, but it felt like I was supposed to fight it.
Yeah.
it felt like I was supposed to fight it. Like it didn't feel like, and I was forced to give in. Like I said, I felt like when I was like this and I got tired of fighting where I had no more breath, I was like, okay, you got me. You
Yeah.
got me. That's it. I'm the bug in the web. You're gonna eat me or do whatever. I'm ready for whatever
Yeah,
comes
everybody
next.
said. Everybody said thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing.
It was like it was testing you, like
Absolutely.
figure out your will, like
Hectic
what
but
would fight,
fascinating, huh?
was it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's the biggest test. That was the biggest test. I've never had any test anywhere close to that in this reality. Anywhere
Yeah.
close to that. And that's what made, and so in the end, she felt the same way. She was like the next day, she was like, I feel so good. I feel like nothing can bother me. Like nothing
Yeah.
can bother me. And I had the same feel. I was like, yeah,
Cheers,
exactly.
Theo.
I feel like
Cheers.
nothing can bother me now.
Let me cheers with you real fast, man. Yeah, you feel like, after that fight.
After
Just
that
after
fight,
that.
yeah.
That's weird because that's exactly how it is. Like, because you could say, okay, you should have did this or you should have did that, but it'd be exactly on point. The experience be on point for you.
Yeah, it felt like it was exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
In the end, it was exactly what I needed.
Would that have been like your big fear that you fought?
Not my biggest fears actually were stuff in this reality.
Yep.
Like that whatever I see in that realm wasn't a fear because I never imagined something that powerful before.
Oh.
If I would have had any pre-noted concept that I would ever see anything that powerful, yeah, it might have scared me then. But I had no idea that this thing existed, and it was especially that it was this powerful, like the most powerful thing I can think of. Like you can't even multiply that high on how much more powerful it was than that. I mean,
Then for it to grab you, that just stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you can't move.
Yeah. You can't move.
Yeah.
You can't move. And yeah, so what's funny is the next day the synchronicities start kicking in. So we had the synchronicity of having, me and Bridget had the synchronicity of having the same experience and seeing the same tree and fighting the same battle. But and remember I remember there were other battles going on in the background at the same time. And I'm still curious as to what that was. Like was that all the battles that everybody was fighting in their own personal lives in the background? Or historical battles? I don't know. I don't know what it was. But we were not the only ones fighting.
Maybe it's your selves too.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be past felt, but I mean there were so many. There were so many. There was like 1 million battles in the background just from what we could see. There were probably more than that even further out. But just from what we could see, all the lights flashing, there was some shit going down. There was some shit going down all around us.
That's why I asked you if you saw any trees with metal, because I've seen the battlefield with trees, but the leaves were metal. They were blades.
Okay.
Wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, that was what was unique about this tree is there were the primordial ooze, the real dark primordial ooze, and it had no leaves. But when I'm researching stuff the next day in the Kabbalah, they have the tree of life that grows up top with the leaves, and the tree of death that grows below, and that's what it looked like. It looked more like the tree of death.
Yeah.
So so that is a fear then. In a sense, death, is something that we all battle with. The idea.
Yeah, the idea of it.
Yeah.
And then, okay,
Yeah,
what about when you seen the flower of life little thing? Like when you
the
seen
flower.
that, did it make you think of other times? Did you recall other times where you actually seen it?
Yeah, once I saw the flower of life, it felt very familiar, and that's where I thought I was going to a happy, positive trip.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, okay, flower of life. I actually went into the DMT realm for a little bit. I forgot to mention that. So I did when I first hopped in the truck, and I was like, I knew if I wasn't getting in there before then, I was going to be stuck wherever I was.
Yeah.
So I made it in. Once I made it in, I closed my eyes and I went into that geometry realm. It was like a big room with all the geometry in the background. And I can't remember if there was a face in the middle or not, but it did
Makes
have like a
sense.
column of a flowing column of geometry in the middle. And that's when I knew, like when I saw like full
Yeah.
blown hard DMT realm, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good one. It's like I'm in the hard heavy dose DMT realm right here early in the
Yeah.
trip, like
Yeah.
30 minutes in. And that's when that was the dead giveaway that it was going to be whatever I was going through was going to be intense.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
But
one.
but that tree showed itself. It showed itself in different ways at the beginning. It kind of hinted that I was going to go dark by the shadowy spooky forest.
Yeah.
And but once those skulls all popped up at once, that was like another way of showing it was going to get dark. But yeah, my fear, it's kind of funny after tripping, my fear of death, I really don't have that much of a fear of death because I believe in more before psychedelic experiences. Yeah, I would say I would fear death. But after psychedelic experiences, I feel like I know that we are not just flesh and bone. Like we go somewhere. It keeps going, whether we get recycled, reincarnated, sent into the white light, sent
Yeah.
to another planet, whatever. I'm like, I know from my experiences that we can leave this body and go somewhere else. So my fear of death wasn't that much. My fear was more disappointing people in this realm. That was probably my biggest fear. Um, Especially in a case where like you have children, and those are the last people you want to disappoint because
Ionize
they're
all
so
there
innocent.
is.
Say that again, Theo.
I said I all there is, but sounds like you had a nice one.
Yeah.
Hypersphere,
Oh, it was
quantum
good.
yantra, God force, fountainhead, center soul, heart center. Hello. Glad you had a nice
Hello.
doozy. So yeah, brother, yeah.
I mean, when I came out of it the next day, I'm talking about I felt good. I felt good. I felt real good. Um,
Yeah, you said you
the
felt
best.
like you felt like you had a tough ass fight and
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's over.
I made it.
I did it.
I
I
made it.
made it.
Yeah. Something else that kind of felt something else that I'm trying to theorize or process after the fact was like one thing that makes evil scary is that you don't know really where it comes from. Like, say you have an evil thought or an evil experience or something bad happens or somebody gets taken from you. You're like, it's a mystery behind it. Like, why did this shit happen?
I
Why am I
think like
having these
it
thoughts?
starts of like
Yeah.
being like scared or sad. First, it's like being sad because being away from something that's this nostalgic and familiar, and that's all we think we know, and we don't
Yeah.
remember. And it's like then we get angry if the sadness doesn't get attended to. The longer it goes, we get angry or frustrated. But
Yeah,
fear
you
of unknown, like it could be cognitive dissonance. It could be a lot.
Yeah,
these emotions are
Because we're the ones
temporary.
creating everything.
These emotions are temporary.
Yeah, Snail Horseplay said, "Did you feel catastrophic when they had him wrapped up?" I've read reports of people experiencing the most intense claustrophobia of their life on trips. So did it had you like was you feeling claustrophobic? Rob, did you still hear Rob?
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, his headphones probably died. His headphones probably died.
Yantra Force, Godhead Fountain.
I know. I was
Man,
wondering.
I was stuck off the Yantra last night and today.
Okay, so the catastrophic feeling.
Is it catastrophic? Claustrophobic. Claustrophobic.
Oh, claustrophobic.
Yeah.
I really didn't have the claustrophobic feeling. Like, I almost feel like I could see where some people might get that, but it seems like claustrophobia is something that's kind of related to this realm. This was like this was like a feeling that was outside of this realm. This wasn't like a fear of heights or a fear of somebody uh this wasn't a fear of somebody physically attacking me. Um well yeah, in a sense it was. But
Yeah.
it was you got somebody in the background.
Oh, can you mute your mic, Theo?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to it right now.
Yeah. He in motion. Oh, all right.
So this was a feeling that I never, just like this tree, just like witnessing the power of this tree, I never had a feeling, I never conceived a feeling like this in my life before. This was like I mentioned earlier, this was something that wanted my soul.
Yeah.
Like this was like, I feel like claustrophobia is here, fear of death is right here. This was like beyond all of that. This was like way. This was like this thing wanted me forever. This thing wanted all of me. Anything I ever was, anything I ever will be. It wanted my soul. And
yeah.
I've never conceived anything like that. Yeah, I mean, I haven't experienced anything like that in this lifetime, but I haven't even been able to conceive something that powerful or that dark.
What if it was actually all of them in like one feeling, like claustrophobia, suffocation, strangulation, like all of them at one time?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like when I said biggest fear, it's like, you know, the ultimate, all of it wrapped up together.
Yeah, wrapped up together.
I don't know.
I know that is your fear. Like okay, you fear certain different things, but all of a sudden, in a mushroom trip, it's like it shows you like, okay, well, okay, was you afraid of fucking damn whales being inside their belly? No, I never even thought about that bullshit. You know what I mean? Never thought about drowning and shit like that. But it's weird shit like that. But you know, I cheated and got out quicker than I was supposed to. But anyways, it was like 2 hours when it seemed like 5,000 eternities.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, it's almost like asking somebody. It's almost like asking somebody, "Are you scared of being shot?" right after they were shot. Like I didn't even see it coming.
Yeah, I didn't even see it coming.
Like by the time, if I had time to think about it, it was already there.
Yeah.
Like that's what's kind of weird, is that the fear, like this human feeling we have of fear, wasn't really there. I didn't even have time to think of fear.
But
It's like
I think is that fear maybe is like all that quantum hyperfractal calculating. Like your mind is trying to know the unknown, and the only way to know it is to push deeper into loops or patterns, and like render something of what could be.
yeah,
Like
like
Yeah, you kind of fractally, kind of fractally. Theo.
Yeah, so like imagine like y'all are saying, all your fears combined of death, fear of claustrophobia, fear of losing a loved one, fear of fucking up, fear of everything. That all that shit combined wasn't shit to this. This was like, I'm telling you, like whatever you can try to put in your head, this was beyond that.
Yeah.
This was
I
like,
get you.
That was the last shit on your mind, or all that the worst shit that you could happen in life. That was the last thing on your mind. But whatever was happening to you on that trip was like the first thing because everything else was out the window.
Yeah, it was
everything else was out the window. Everything else. And so that's what I'm saying. Once it got to a point where I was like strangled, I felt like a fly in a trap, a fly in a spider web. Like it got me. The fear was kind of gone at that point. I just accept defeat.
But like, her fighting it off is what got y'all off it, or just
yes.
Okay, yeah.
Her fighting it off is what saved me, and I didn't even see that coming. Once it had me, I didn't have any feeling of hope that I was gonna make it out or anything.
Yeah,
I was just so exhausted from the fight, and to where I was basically ready for the next step, ready to get eaten, or ready for it to take my soul, or ready for it, because it felt like I gave everything I had in the first battle, and definitely by the second or third. Like, I didn't have much in me after the first one, and I sure as hell didn't have much in me by the second or third one. It's like when you're beat down like that, when something has you wrapped so hard, not just on a physical level, but spiritual level also, you can't even really think about, oh, I'm scared or anything. It just when it grabbed me, it happened so quick that I don't have the normal mental process that we do here.
It's wild because none of that exists. None of that scared don't exist. I don't know what this feeling is because I don't know what's going on. So none of that even exists.
That's what was weird. And she said the same thing. She was like, I don't get it. I'm seeing the most evil thing I've ever seen, the source, what looks to us and feels to us like the source of all evil, but I wasn't scared.
Yeah.
And that's what she looked like to me. She looked like she wasn't scared. She looked like she was just doing what she do.
Yeah.
Like she was just playing her role. It looked like she was designed to fight, and it looked like she was designed to save. She looked like, with that cloak, she looked like a healer. And that's what I told her after. I said, I don't know about this realm, but in that realm, you are like a healer. You like save people. Like that is like you were in your element. That looked like what naturally you were good at. Because it looked like, even though that's the first time I'm seeing it in this lifetime, it looked like you did it 1,000 times before.
Yeah.
It looked like you knew what.
That's what I was saying. I wonder, like, that thing right there, what is it in this reality? Because it gotta be something in this reality that she tackled like it's nothing, but you battle it.
Yeah, so I'll give you some hints in her reality. So in her life, what she has going on, she has a niece that first she takes care of animals. She's one of those people that's an animal savior. So like if something is left on the side of the road or something's hurt, she's gonna take it in. It don't matter if she's got 26, now she's got 27.
Yeah,
You know, like she's gonna, if she sees something hurt or in danger, it don't matter what's going on in her life. It don't matter the financial situations. She's gonna take care of it. And she did the same thing with like her niece. So her niece, I want to say she's in the third grade, but her and her mom, which is Bridget's sister, are like this. They can't, for whatever reason, they can't get on the same page and they conflict. So Bridget is like, hey, no problem, come over here.
Yeah.
We'll
It's
take
like
care
they're
of
so
you.
much alike, but they're so different at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. And she did that with me when I was younger and had nowhere to go. She took me in and gave me a place to stay. Her and her husband. And
What is her sign? The one that clashes, like the older one.
he was I don't know the one that clashes. Bridget's birthday is September 20, I want to say 24th.
So she's more like probably like in the Libra area, like a balancer.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not sure. At September 9th I'm a Virgo. But it made sense. Whenever I told her that no, you have this hero role, she's like, you know what? In this reality, people have kind of told me that. Like,
oh, wow.
not only does she play that role in this reality, she plays it at that level too, which would only make sense. It only makes sense. And so I start remembering, okay, now we'll get to the synchronicities part. All right. So I remember my daughter saying, it was like at the beginning of summer, she got out of kindergarten. She was 6 years old. And I said, okay, we're going to the toy store. We got a big old aisle from here to all the way down there of toys. Take your pick. Whatever you want. You behaved this year, you made it through kindergarten. And she goes, I want the mushroom. It was a stuffed mushroom like this big, just a plush pillow. It had a face on it.
Yeah.
Like Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like all these toys.
Happy belated birthday, Rob.
Thank you.
Master Creator said that.
Thank you. And
she's all true.
So I'm like, okay, let's reset. Hit the reset button. I said, because with little kids, they'll jump at something. The first thing I said, no, back up, take your time, walk all the way down there and walk all the way up there and get the toy you want. So she walks all the way down there, 1,000 toys in front of her. And she goes, Daddy, I want the mushroom. I said, you have got to be my daughter. Like, you have got to be. And
happy birthday, brother Rob.
Yeah, happy belated.
Yeah.
Happy belated Fragment Day, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Much Reiki.
Yeah, that was but to me, that was a beautiful experience, though.
I would have called her Yo Toad. I'm like, Yo Toad. Yo Toad.
Yeah, so I'll get to the synchronicity part. So I remembered this the next morning. Because I asked her when she finally got it and like made sure after she went through the whole store and that was what she wanted. I said, what do you want the mushroom for? And she goes, Daddy, you need the mushroom to fight the monster.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Them babies don't.
That would have freaked me out.
Some fabric. Tell me what this monster looks like. And she would have drew a tree.
Nuh-uh. Look, hold on. You right. I'll get two of them. One for you and one for me.
And one for another, like, all right, just buy them out. Fuck it.
Yeah, yeah. I got it sitting on the chair inside right now. I like. You know what? That's my favorite one too.
That
And
is fucking awesome, crazy.
okay, so that's one. That's one synchronicity. Okay. So with these things, you can think, okay, coincidence. Maybe she saw Super Mario Brothers. Maybe she saw it on a game, and that's what
Or seen
came
the
in her head, and
movie.
she said that. Or
Yeah.
seen a movie. Like,
You
but
still
it's
trying to
still
test her, like, why do you still want this damn
you know,
mushroom?
that what we do in this reality, we try to be skeptical of it. It's just what we do as human beings. So, sometimes we just try to be skeptical of that kind of stuff because we're like, no, that's kind of too that's too good to be true. That's coincidental. So then, out
And
of
it's their
nowhere,
bodies. They know shit. They know shit before, or it's like beforehand or afterhand. It's like they got the power, but they don't even know they got that power. It's like they
exactly,
it's crazy.
exactly. So then, out of nowhere, so ego, um, since I think since like March, we've texted back and forth like one time, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? For whatever reason, we never called or whatever. We of course we hopped in here and chatted probably, but we haven't texted each other in months. And out of nowhere that morning, Ego texts me a meme that says your experience on a bad trip.
Oh yeah, yeah. You said that to
And
me.
and I'm like I see the title and it says the morning after a bad trip or something like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like we ain't texted in months, and all of a sudden, and I don't ever, 15 experiences over 3 years, and I haven't had a bad trip, and all of a sudden he knows like today is the
Yeah.
day, and it said so. I push play on it. It's a video. It's not just a meme, and it's Tommy Lee Jones, and somebody says, was it worth it? And Tommy Lee Jones is walking away. He goes, yeah, it was worth it if you're strong enough.
Yeah. Hey, that's the part that get me that I never can understand is the synchronicities after the experience, especially if it's a good experience. You have all these synchronicities that just happen. And sometimes
Yeah.
you don't correlate them, but I'm glad you did. You see them and like, yeah, this is it.
So I showed that the next morning, and Bridget's daughter, I knew her when she was a little kid. She's full grown now, but she's open minded. She's like just graduated college, and I showed it to both of them. I'm like, hey, because we told her about the experience, about the trip, and even though she's not a tripper, she's like I said, she just finished school. That's not her thing.
Yeah.
She's still like is like opening her mind to it. She's still like open to it. We can tell her about these stories. And I show that to her. I'm like, hey, check this out. One of my boys, Ego, we haven't texted in months, and he just sent this to me and said, after a bad trip, was it worth it? And yeah, it was worth it if you're strong enough. And like that blew Bridget's mind. She was like, what the hell? And so then that was synchronicity number 2. Okay, so you can keep trying to play this shit off. Okay, coincidence for my
Yeah.
daughter saying you need mushrooms to fight the monster.
I always try to
Coincidence
say
that Ego,
coincidence.
after 3 years of tripping, he knew exactly when I had a bad trip. You could say, okay, coincidence number 2. Okay, well, how about number 3? Um, let me see if I posted on Discord. I think I did. It's a picture you sent me, True. So pull that one up. So I call True the next morning,
Did
and
you
I
post it
tell
in the
him,
general where
hey,
at?
Oh, let me.
Oh, okay. No, I see in
It's
the
back in the
mushroom
mushy
experience. Yeah, I got you.
I call.
Oh,
True,
yeah.
and I tell him, hey, I just had some shit go down over here, and tell him about the tree and all that. And then he says, you know what? He said after we got off the phone, True texts me and says, Brooklyn just showed me this 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, she drew this. It was like that. Look, this drawing. And then if you
So
fold
for y'all
it
that
in.
can't see it,
No, they can see it. I'm
True's
showing it right
daughter-
now.
Yep. But
Yeah, I'm
for those
showing
in
it
the
on the
Discord
live.
that may not be looking, or just on the phone, True's daughter drew a picture of a tree. And look at it if you can while he's showing.
It's scary. And why she put the exotic? It got teeth.
And it has the leaves, the bushy part of the tree up top, okay? But below, it's like parted off, okay? And
that's wild.
It's got the dark roots underneath. And those roots that Brooklyn drew looked exactly like the roots of the tree that we saw. We saw that light part of the tree too. It was like colorful, beautiful. We're in a happy spot for a little bit. But she drew like two different sides of it. She showed the roots of it also. Okay? And this was where
Is it like
really,
my
I haven't.
painting, Rob?
Say that again.
Is it like my painting? That rainbow slab with the roots on it?
It almost
I kind of remember it.
Pull that one back up.
It almost reminds me of those shoes that from the Indians used to make. They used to make these like the shoes. And then in the back of them, they used to have these little flaps, and they were like, that's what will keep the evil spirits away from, I guess, the thing that fucking used to live in that fucking time.
I told you, the mushrooms got some awkward jokes, man. I'm telling you, they got the most awkward jokes ever.
Theo, I want you to post yours after this. I want you to post your painting if you can in the mushy experience after this. Sure. But still on this one, I haven't told you this yet, True. I sent it to Bridget, okay? And I said, hey, my friend True, I told her about you. You know, he's out in Cali. His daughter drew this at school and just showed it to him, like the morning after our trip. And she says, she texts me back and says, oh my God, I need a minute. And I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, she's seeing the tree, she's seeing the roots. Little did I know, True, that house in the background looks exactly like her house.
Hell no.
Exactly like her house. Like no doubt about it. It looks exactly like her house. Like you see the way the door is kind of elevated and not on the level?
Yeah.
There's steps to the door. Her door is elevated in the middle like that.
Dang, bruh. She
said I need
you see the little table on the side?
Yeah.
She's got a table sitting right there in that same position outside.
Yeah, that's trippy.
The biggest coincidence, Rob, is the tree you was spotting was the tree on my picture. And you see that 2 plus the 3, that's the 5 rounds you went through right there. Yeah. Creators got it.
That shit is wild as shit, man.
I mean, when she saw that, she freaked the fuck out. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. She was like, she said, tell your friend True that his daughter has a gift. But she's like, I cannot. I mean, this is where it gets, okay, this is where I talk about synchronicities. This is where it gets undeniable. Where your daughter shows you a picture of the same tree we saw and the same house that was there in the background in the same position with the same elevated door with the
Yeah.
same table and like even the exotic was like when I talked about the Mexico, Jamaica type feel
Yeah.
to it, vacation vibe. That's how the trip started. The
Yeah.
trip
Yeah.
started kind of exotic because we were playing that Spanish music in the background at the beginning of the trip.
That's fucking wild, bro. He said down that. What the fuck is that? I don't know what to call it. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what to call that. Not synchronicity. Not coincidence. It's not a coincidence.
Hell no.
It's
Hell
the pattern
no.
network.
It's the pattern network. It gets to a point where the synchronicities or coincidence, it's undeniable. It is undeniable. Like even being skeptical.
Yeah.
How can you say, okay, my daughter said you need mushrooms to fight the monster. We fought the monster and we felt better after it. It helped us improve. It helped our lives feel better. Okay, ego sense saying something, saying, okay, you had a dark trip. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it if you're strong enough. We were strong enough. And then True's daughter draws a picture of the same tree and the same house and the same roots. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yatra Zone classic.
Yeah, that's the pattern network.
Well, the master creator got the tree on his icon.
Master creator got the tree on his icon. Oh,
5 rounds. Right there.
Yeah,
2
how
plus
long ago
3
was
is
this?
5.
Was that dream? I mean, was that
Yeah.
trip? Rob.
Yeah, I don't know what to call that.
2 plus 3 equals 5. That's
say
how
that
many
again,
rounds
say
we
that.
went.
How was it? Like how many years ago?
Yep,
Was it
5
like-
rounds. No, this was just.
This was last Saturday.
Yeah, I had a this morning too.
I was gonna.
Because you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Because I just drew a tree, like crazy, like about a week or less ago, or whatever, like with some weird roots with it. With some munchy shit, and I didn't even know why I was even drawing it because I was like. But anyways, let me find it and I will show it to you. But it's crazy. I was drawing some weird shit. I'm like, I like drawing trees, but I don't do trees like that.
Roberto
Yeah.
Roberto.
I don't even know why I was. That's kind of weird though. Anyways.
Yeah, and it didn't even stop there. No, this is very fresh. It didn't even stop there, y'all. It didn't even stop there. Okay. I decided to put. I decided to put Discord on my iPad. Okay. So I download Discord on my iPad, and you know the CAPTCHA verify if you're human or not. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold that one, Theo. Hold that one. The CAPTCHA on your iPad, verify if you're human. And you know what it said? It said, pick out the trees in the picture. And it showed the trees like
the ether's just fucking.
Exactly.
I'm like, I said, I took a snapshot of it and I sent it to her. I said, you got to be fucking kidding me.
There's no way.
Yeah, let's look at.
It's the echo.
Yeah, let's look at Theo's picture for a minute. So this is one that you drew. Like I remember this one now.
Yeah.
You drew this one like a year or two ago.
Yeah, about maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Those dark roots is very much what it looked like. That's very much what it looked like. And that orange in the background is like the color of the wolves that she saw that ran across the landscape.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. I was just having such a hard astral aperture too. Like, trust me, when I got blasted on my birthday, it was Nathan nice. But other than that, today it was like just running through some realities and spectrums. I was just holding space. Like it was super intense. Just infinite ripples. And just showing me a bunch of stuff, like releasing that tension. But then after I got through the hard part and I just opened my eyes, I was just like, all of it was gone. I was like, oh, so light. But I had some good travels too. Just the ripples are.
Yeah, I'm about to travel right now because I gotta go to sleep because I gotta work in the morning. So, thank y'all for stopping by. Thank you, Rob. That was interesting.
Yeah.
That was it. I'm gonna have to chop that up. I'm gonna have to chop that up and make it a self. And make it its own video by itself, just that part, because that was hella interesting, bruh. And then I forgot all about all those synchronicities that happened. That is fucking crazy. But it's like after every deep mushroom journey, you get that. And like I don't even be paying attention to it. Like I'll be saying something or my girl will say something and then it'll say it on the TV. And we'll just look at each other. Or we'll be talking about a food or something and it'll pop up on the TV.
Yep. Undeniable.
And it's like you don't even be paying attention to them, really. But when
I know, but they're always built into the flesh. Like we're all gyrating on the same waveform patterns for some reason. It just leaks around everything.
It's like a leak.
It's a leak. Like it radiates. It's infectious. Like everybody shares it. It's just that wave ripple. Fuck. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's awe-striking. Awe-striking.
It's dummy beautiful. It's dummy beautiful.
But it's ionized self. It's all self. There's nothing else. Radiate from the Godhead fountain source. There's no soul. Just the soul source. Ripple head.
Yeah.
Amen.
Well, yeah, I'm about to holler, man. I'm gonna holler tomorrow. I'm about to go chill it out. I gotta get something to eat. All right.
Yeah, all love.
Peace out, YouTube. We'll holler later.